We got to pull up on here. Yeah, we here. Oh, he got a Scully on. I see you with the Scully. Is that Chill? What up, Chill?
Okay, they won't allow it. That's what
Okay.
it sounds better close, but you gotta be at home. So this.
All right, I'll just speak loud.
Oh my God. You know you can.
All right, baby, who you going for?
I'm going for Clippers. The same, huh?
Yeah.
There's Leonard. I can say his first name.
Kawhi.
Kyrie.
Not Kyrie. Kawhi.
No, I say Kyrie.
Okay, Kyrie. Like Kiwi. Okay, got it.
Leonard. James Harden. Of course. I think that's all I need.
That's all you need to know.
No, Ben Simmons.
Yeah.
Ben Simmons. Oh yeah.
And I got Clipper shorts on, but I'll go with the Bucks.
You have to.
I'll go with the Bucks. No problem. I mean, obviously. Let's go. I got Giannis Antetokounmpo. And then him, he's from the ground. I got Lopez. Don't know which one that is, but it's a Lopez. All right. What up, Chill?
Gil, what up, brother? How you running?
I'm good. How you doing, man?
Running good, my man. Running good. We missed you up at up in San Francisco. We tried to run into you.
Yeah, I bounced out. I bounced out Saturday early, man.
Yeah, I can dig it.
And then, what do you think about Portis?
His assistant is fired. Let's get to the bottom of that right now. His assistant is 100% fired, and yes, his assistant was the one who gave him the drugs. That's your job to know these things.
What kind of drug?
Okay, so it's a painkiller, and the painkiller, yes, it's a painkiller, and the painkiller is called Tramadol. That's what it's called. His assistant gave him a drug called Tramadol. That's the one that's on the ban list.
Okay.
And completely threw a monkey wrench in the whole thing.
And
you're supposed to know this sort of stuff as my assistant.
And no. what did that do? What does that do outside of cure pain?
I don't. To be honest with you, all it does is speed up recovery. That's it.
Okay, so he was on. So basically, Chill. During All-Star Weekend, he was trying to use some recovery to help his ass get back, and he got busted. Now he wants to blame it on the assistant. Oh, okay.
Well, that's what I'm saying. I mean, is that what was going on, man? I don't know the difference because I'm listening to. I read somewhere that an emergency room doctor said the stuff that's on the ban list that Bobby Portis ended up taking, which was a mistake. An emergency room doctor said he doesn't even prescribe it. That's how weak it is. But the NBA, they so conscious about these guys being on any sort of performance-enhancing drugs. Anything that comes up, they out. Anything that comes up.
Chill. I'm gonna just be honest with you. I've never ever heard of anyone getting drugs from a regular doctor being in the NBA.
Even when you played.
Even when I played, if we want something, I don't care what it is.
You could get it.
We got gonorrhea that night and we got to clear it up. We go to our team doctor.
And he'll take care of it.
I'm not saying I got it, baby. I'm just saying.
No, we ain't doing that, baby. No. We're not doing that. That's not what happened. It's just an example.
Because everything is so private, we actually go to our team doctor for everything.
The shot goes.
So there's no way we'll be going outside to a regular doctor to get any painkiller. Just sounds dumb.
And I don't think he did that. This was just coming from an emergency room doctor who said, I mean, that's not where Bobby Portis got it from. He got it from his assistant. But to your point, if you have an issue, like I got a headache, my back hurt, I'm taking some pills, I'm going right to the team doctor to get that. I could get with that, sure.
Yeah. So yeah, he was probably trying to do a little recovery, little 5-day pump and pump, and got his ass busted.
And just so you know, Gil, that ain't the first time he did that. Just so you know, he's done that before.
He's missed 25 games before because
of what he ended up getting busted with. I mean, I'm sure he's done it before. This ain't the first time he's done it. And I think the bigger issue that we have is the drug mix-up. That's the problem. I think it was just him taking something kind of like aspirin. But if that's the case, if this stuff is so weak, why not just take aspirin? Why not just take some Advil? Why not just take some Tylenol? I don't get it.
Is this has anything to do with enhancing anything? If it's just enhancing recovery, then we know what he was trying to do.
I mean, if I got a knee problem and, I'm just trying to get rid of the pain in my knee, wouldn't I just take some ibuprofen for that?
No, we'll take, they'll give you Percocet for that. They'll give you like some type of codeine. They'll give you that.
Like, so why am I going
Well, that's
outside?
why I said this is something that he was trying to basically get away with and didn't realize he was going to be the first person tested at the All-Star weekend.
Nope.
Like, you know how hard it is to get caught in the NBA?
I'm sure it's really difficult.
Like if you get caught, you're a goofball.
Especially considering how much, and you played in the NBA for a bunch of years, Gil. So you know about testing, what they test for, when they test, all of that good stuff. So with that being said, if I know what they testing for, I know when I'm getting tested. Like the piss man don't just pop up on me. Let's be clear about that. That's why you got a union, right? The piss man doesn't just pop up on me like, yo, Gil, I need you to piss in this cup. Whoa, wait a minute. That's what we got. That's what we got a union for. You need some forewarning for that sort of stuff.
No, facts. We would know the day of that day, like let's say before practice starts, we'll know.
Right.
But we kind of get an indication. Let's say I get tested today. I know you're not going to test me for another 30 days.
Right.
Within 25 to 30 days. So if I'm going to be on something, I got 25 days to get off. I got 25 days to fuck around and then get off of it. Unless I have a ball out performance and they're going to check my blood. But people don't know. Have you noticed during all those performances, they've never found anybody guilty of anything?
This is the first time I heard about this.
Like, yeah, if you go out there and have like 60, 70, they're piss testing you ASAP. But they're not piss testing you to catch you with anything. They're just trying to duplicate what your body is moving like, so they can give you pills for it.
So essentially, when Donovan Mitchell went for 71, like, my man, come on in here and
let's go ahead and give us some of that blood. We want to see what's going on.
Yeah, because you could be good. Let's just make sure you ain't too good. Hold on.
No, listen. Everything they're doing, they're trying to figure out how to keep duplicating this greatness.
That makes sense. I get that. Yeah, I definitely get that. Ooh, get off. Gil, this injury with Giannis is worse than what they're telling us. This calf injury, I know they sat him out for a little while, but this thing is something that you need to keep an eye on. I don't think this is something that's just going away.
Yeah, it's close to that Achilles, so you do have to be careful this shot.
Those are two injuries, Gil, that I don't like to play with. It's the heart and calf injuries. Right. Those are the two injuries that I don't play with. Nope.
Because we all know it starts with the calf and that shit moves down quick.
Well, the last thing I want. Nope, good shot. The last thing I want. The last thing I want is not only to lose you, because if Giannis ends up tearing something, knock on wood, well, not only do I lose him for the rest of this season, Gil, I lose him next year too, and that wrecks everything we're trying to do.
Yeah, especially and then you would lose him for his career if it's his jumping foot. Like with KD, it was fine because it wasn't his jumping leg. John Wall, same thing. It wasn't his jumping leg. Everybody else, Cole, jumping leg. DeMarcus Cousins, jumping leg. So as long as it's not your jumping leg, then you're going to recover 100%. Maybe we're going to go to Dallas versus Lakers. Yeah, sweet. That's sweet, baby.
Shoot it. Nope.
You want to be on the front row.
Good shot. Good shot. Mm-hmm.
Hey, where we betting? No, I said, what do we bet to?
I don't know.
2,000.
Okay.
I love that. I love that, Gil. He was
2,000.
not doing that 2 years ago. He wasn't. He was not looking at
But-
that mid-range 2 years ago that confidently. He was not doing that. He's doing it
Nah,
now.
that's
I
nice.
love that.
He put that into his game.
Yes.
Then hopefully next year he can put in a nice little post move.
Just one, Gil, like over the shoulder, over the left shoulder, over the right shoulder. Just one. That's it. And one. Ooh. And one. Mm-mm.
Yeah, I'm kind of curious about the Wemby situation.
Olajuwon had the same issue in '89, but he was already 5 years in the league, and they were able to manage it. It wasn't as bad. So then he had it again in 2001, but his career was over at that point. Now, from what I'm listening to, and from what I gather, you know, him flying as much as he's flying, that might have affected him.
But it's in his shoulder?
Yeah, it's in his shoulder, and I think that they caught it, and I don't think it's that big of a deal. The thing I'm thinking about with this the most, Gil, is like I think they got 27 games left. They already won 23 games. So with them winning the 23 games that they already won, I think they can win over these next 27 if Wemby was in the lineup. I think they could win 13, 14 of these games. So that's 36 wins. That's a 14, 15 game improvement from last year. We're doing this. So if we're doing this, that means that the rest of the crew is developing with Wemby. You take Wemby off the crew, that also stunts the growth of the rest of the crew. Now, don't get me wrong, Gil. You nice in your own right. But how much better would you have been developing with Dwight Howard? How much better would you have been developing with Tim Duncan?
Yeah, this kind of, you know, it kind of messes up the chemistry. You know, a lot of people are going to get, they're going to get shots that they normally don't get, which is going to help their profile. And then they're going to have to battle that out at training camp next year.
Right.
So now it's, I don't know who was supposed to be second in defensive player of the year, but
it's Evan Mobley. It's Evan Mobley. That's who I thought was winning it before the season started. I had Mobley and Wemby. Now, Gil, I know how you feel about Wemby as a defender, because as a shot blocker, I mean, he got guys running out of the lane. Like, guys don't want anything to do with him. When I think about Mobley as a more versatile defender. He's great in switches. He might be the most switchable big in the game. He's really good on the perimeter. He's really good in closeout. I don't think he's the rim protector. Let me rephrase that. I don't think he's the shot blocker that Wemby is, but I do think that he's very good in the interior as a rim protector, as a rebounder, who I think he's a better rebounder than Wemby. So I think it's close, and he makes that Cleveland team, I think they're 9th in the league in defense right now. I think one of the main reasons why they are that is because of him. Now, if you talking about Wemby, I mean, if you take him off the crew, I mean, don't get me wrong. I mean, I think that they sink, but Wemby got a lot of deficiencies in his game defensively. But it gets overshadowed because he's blocking 4 shots and a half.
Yeah, defense is subjective, to be honest.
Yeah.
You know, it's who brings fear to you. It's, you know, some guys are great on the ball defensively. Some guys are shot blocker, rim protectors. Defensive rebounding, I don't know how that was put in consideration of defense, right? Defense,
Why don't you like that, Gil? Defensive rebounding. Why don't you like that?
Because it has nothing to do with stopping somebody. It doesn't have nothing to do with actually stopping anyone from doing anything. Because you don't get penalized for not rebounding.
Well, actually, you do, Gil, because that's what offensive rebounding is for. That's the penalty. If I don't secure the rebound after you shoot the ball, if I don't secure the rebound, I'm essentially giving you the ball back. Okay, Gil, score me again. When I rebound, I stop the possession. I stop you from scoring. I think that's the biggest part of defense. We got to rebound.
But but it doesn't go against you individually if you don't get the offensive rebound. I mean, the defensive rebound.
When you say you individually, who you
Like,
talking about?
let's say you're a big man, right?
Yeah.
Let's say you're Mobley, and a team gets 25 offensive rebound. You don't get penalized as a defensive player because of that.
Oh, 100.
It becomes a team thing, right? You know. It's a weird stat that has nothing to do with how great you are as a defensive player.
Well, first of all, Gil, sure I do. I get penalized when a team is offensive rebounding against my team, especially if I'm one of the better rebounders, not just on my team, but in the league. We're one of the best defensive rebounding teams in the league because I secure rebounds. And the reason why is because I got another guy who can rebound with me because I attract so much attention. Because I'm so good, I can get on the glass and stop possessions. When I don't do that, I give other teams opportunities to score more. Gil, the last thing I want to do if I'm going up against you is give you the ball right back. I don't want to do that. Hell no. If you shoot the ball and I secure the rebound as a defender, even if I'm a big, the last thing I want to do is give up an offensive rebound to one of your bigs. Give up an offensive rebound to Brendan Haywood or Kwame Brown to give you the ball back. Now you get another chance to score against me. I don't want that. Hell no.
But again, your rebounding has no ability of actually stopping a human being. So basically, if you got to guard me one-on-one and I score against you all day, but then you can secure 20 rebounds, you're a great defensive player. Like, that's not how it actually works.
Well, actually, here's why that's the case, Gil. Here's why it does work like that. Because one, as a perimeter defender, I'm doing everything that I can to stay in front of you. And I need I need Rudy Gobert behind me. I need Anthony Davis behind me. So when I am going up against you and I'm doing everything that I can to slow you down and I'm putting a hand in your face and I'm getting a stop where you end up missing a shot, we have to secure that rebound because I don't want you to get another opportunity to score. On top of that, I put you on the defense now, as opposed to if I'm just letting you score on me and I'm not putting a hand in your face, or if I am putting a hand in your face, it all means nothing off the strength that I'm giving you the ball right back. Rebounding is the most important part of defense because if you just miss and you get the ball right back, then everything that I did, all the effort that I put in, beating you to the spot, putting my hands on you, getting my hand in your face, none of that matters because you got the ball right back. When I secure the rebound, what I'm also doing is I'm now putting pressure on you to now take better shots. The reason why is because you know you're only going to get one shot against me. And if I got a guy like Evan Mobley behind me, if I got a guy like Anthony Davis behind me, I know the defense that I play on Gil, as hard as it's going to be, I know that you're not going to get that many opportunities because we're going to secure rebounds.
Okay, but what I'm saying is, then who gets the credit? If I'm guarding you defensively, if I make you take a hard shot,
sure,
and then you get the defensive rebound, how do you get defensive credit? You didn't do nothing.
Do you mean me or the big guy?
The big guy. He didn't do nothing.
Oh, he 100% did, Gil. And first of all, he kept Kwame Brown off the offensive glass. He kept Brendan Haywood off the offensive glass to give you another shot at getting the basketball and scoring on me again and wearing me down. The less opportunities you have to score, that's what my big man is for. When I'm getting in the lane, when you're getting in the lane.
But what I'm saying is, you're actually not. You're doing a job that you're supposed to do.
Sure.
I'm picking up somebody full court. I'm fighting over the screen. I'm doing all of this, and then I get him to take a hard shot, and you just secure the rebound, but you get the defensive credit.
Yes.
So okay. So if like Luka lets everybody blow past him. They miss the shot. He gets the offensive rebound. He gets the defensive rebound. That's a defensive possession.
Well, he did stop the possession. He 100% did that, Gil. And sure, you played in the NBA for as long as you played in the NBA, Gil. You know how difficult it is to slow guys down. So one of the main ways to slow you down is to get you out of rhythm. Well, how do I get you out of rhythm? I got to keep the ball away from you. How do I keep the ball away from you? I got to limit your possessions. I got to rebound. I have to do that.
And that's why the NBA players do not like the defensive player of the year, because you guys are giving it to people that really aren't stopping anybody. Like Russell. Why didn't Russell Westbrook get defensive? Was up there with defense because he was getting all those defensive rebounds.
Well, that's the thing. He was at one point. He was in contention to be an all-league defender. I think it was in 15 or 16. He was. I think he just missed out on being on the all-league defensive team. which is surprising to me, considering Russ, as good a defender as he is. I thought that Russ would have been on the All-League defensive team at some point. I mean, I think he was on the All-League defensive team when he was in the Pac-10 at UCLA. So
yeah,
with Russ being who he is as a defensive rebounder,
like this guy just plays some great defense just because he got the defensive rebound. He gets a defensive credit for that.
Yeah, but that's part of the crew, though. I mean, remember, this is as much of a one-on-one thing as this is, Gil, and I won't argue that. Good defense. That's good defense.
By who?
By number 10, who stripped him. Number 10, who ended up stripping him, and your man Coffee, he's the one who picked it up. But
so he gets the steal for it. He gets the credit for the defense.
10 gets that's Bojan.
Like, think about that. Those three people down there, nobody's engaging them for an offensive rebound, and whoever gets the defensive rebound gets a defensive possession. That's not because no one offenses the rebounds, but sometimes the big man. So for the most part, most of these defensive rebounds is unchallenged anyway.
And the reason why the reason why a lot of those defensive rebounds are unchallenged, because as a big man, the best rebounders in the game, Joker, Sabonis. Like, I don't want to fight with
non-defensive players.
I don't want to fight with this dude. I don't want to fight with this dude all night. So I'm gonna try to get offensive rebounds when I can. But for the most part, I know I'm not as good as a rebounder as he is. I'm not gonna be able to do that, and I have to. Sabonis knows this. I got to secure rebounds to secure the possession to make sure that we don't give you more opportunities to score. Now, to your point, who gets the credit for that? Well, if I'm playing great defense on you, if I'm playing great defense on you, and my big is not rebounding, then I may have to do more. I may have to stick my nose in there and start rebounding a little bit more. I may have to stick my nose in there and get involved on the glass a little bit more than I already am. I'm under the impression that post defense is way more difficult than perimeter defense. The reason why I feel like that, Gil, is because on the perimeter, I know it's a lot of space and you operating out there, but on the box, it's just you and me. Ain't nobody down here to help me. And the only thing standing between you and me is the basket. That's it. So when Tim Duncan goes, that's it. When Karl Malone goes, that's it. And there's nobody down here to help him. I got Gil standing in front of me. I got Olajuwon behind me to clean up my mess if Gil gets past me. I got David Robinson behind me to clean up my mess. Dave doesn't have anybody to help clean up his mess because I got to deal with you.
Yeah, but back to the basket, you can be strong and do half of the job. Your strength matters in the post. So if you're stronger than your offensive opponent, you did half your job. Being strong as a perimeter defender is meaningless to the game. Your strength means nothing.
Why?
Because once I start driving and you impede my movement, that's considered a foul. So
you're not going to always get the whistle, though, Gil. You're not going to always get the whistle.
Your strength goes against you. Your strength means nothing when I'm driving.
Well, wait. Keep going. I'm sorry. Keep going.
Somebody like a Trae Young, somebody like a Steph Curry, I can bait you all day and get a whole bunch of fouls because if you're too strong, you're trying to bully me and trying to do all that, and it means nothing once I start moving forward.
Well,
I can fall, I can do anything.
Well, here's the thing. I think what you banking on is a lot of what gets criticized today. These quote unquote foul merchants. I think I think a lot of people criticize these guys today for that. So what you're banking on is getting the whistle, which doesn't always happen. So if I'm going at 6'3", 6'4", I'm going against, I don't know, Joe Johnson at 6'6", 6'7". Mm-hmm. Well, he's gonna rough me up. So I have to be stronger. I have to do what I can to cut off angles. And when he hits me, I can't just let him bowl me over. I have to make sure that.
But if you do bowl me over, it's a foul.
Right, but that doesn't necessarily mean I'm gonna get the whistle. So that's the difference. So if I don't get the whistle, right? So if I don't get the whistle, what does that mean? That means that I got to play through that. That's where the contact comes in. That's where me being physical comes in. I can't just rely on the referee to go, what? That's a foul. No, I can't. So if you're getting downhill on me, I have to be on some level physical with you because I can't just, one, let you blow by me, and two, rely on the on the referee, if you bump me, for the referee to go, yo, that's an offensive foul on Gil. No, I have to be able to hold my own. 100% being physical matters.
But that's why you think they keep changing the rule, because at the end of the day, when the offensive player is going full speed and you dislodge him, it's technically a foul. So at some point, I keep driving, you're going to get fouled if you keep trying to use your strength. That becomes the problem.
Well, and as a defender, I'm not just going to be, yeah, Gil. No. I have to know when to use my strength against you. I have to know how to use my strength against you, because if I'm just going to be out here pushing you, I'm going to be on the bench within the first 5 minutes in the first quarter. That's not going to work. No, I got to know when to put my hands on you, how to guard you. That's where doing my homework and watching tape comes in. Because if I don't do that, what I'm going to end up doing, knowing you as an offensive player and as a damn good scorer, as a great scorer, if I don't know that, I'm going to have my ass on the bench really quickly. And to your point about changing the rules, well, one of the main reasons why they changed the rules was because people were sick of seeing 79 to 76. People were sick of seeing 88 to 81. No, they want to see the game scored a little bit more. So what they did was they took away hand checking. They took away from being physical. Now, a lot of that stuff is coming back now, I feel like. But
what's so funny is I talked to Tim Hardaway, and Tim Hardaway proved the point that I've always said. Hand checking is irrelevant. It's been irrelevant. Hand checking didn't matter in the 80s. Hand checking, it was only good for players who wasn't attacking, players who wasn't in scoring mode. So your Mark Jacksons, your Harpering, like the guys who were setting up off into that big man, and you can hand check them and keep them on the side.
Right.
When Tim Hardaway got in there, when Isaiah Thomas was coming downhill, there was no hand checking. That was irrelevant, because the guy who's moving towards the basket, where are you going to hand check him at? In his stomach, right? The hand check is on the side of his hip, so he has to be sideways on you. So Tim Hardaway, if you look at Tim Hardaway, they wasn't hand checking him because he was coming at you. Same thing with Isaiah Thomas. He was coming at you. Jordan couldn't get hand checked unless he turned to the side. So what ended up happening is, once the guy started dribbling, all these guys did was just push them into the big man. That's the reason they took it off. They didn't take it off because it was stopping people from moving. The hand check was in when I first came into the league. They didn't take it off until 2001. Actually, if you look, the hand check is still in.
You can put hands on. You can put hands on guys to some level. As soon as you go
below the free throw line, the hand check is still irrelevant. It's just above the free throw line.
That's a good shot. Now, to your point, I still have to, on some level, be able to put hands on you. So when you coming downhill on me, and you end up lowering your shoulder, okay, I am while I'm sliding, I do have my hand on you, and that does help me, as opposed to me just sliding with you and I got my arms out. Because if I'm not able to put hands on you and I'm not able to be physical with you, you're gonna destroy me. Now, that went in. Okay. We got to count that. Good shot. That's cash. I thought Kyle Kuzma was a good pickup for them. I did. I thought Kyle Kuzma was a really good pickup for them. But to your point, Gil, if you're coming downhill, you're on the right side of the floor, you give me an in and out, and you're coming downhill, and I'm on your hip. While I'm on your hip, there's my hand. I am on you, and I do have my hand on you.
Yeah.
I do have my hand on you. Now, what I can't do, I can't just blatantly push you to the sideline. No, I can't do that. No, that's clearly illegal. But if you coming down the gut, if you're on the right side, I do have my hand on your hip. So I have to be able to have some sort of balance and be able to put hands on you. Otherwise, you're just going to get whatever you want, whenever you want against me.
Now think about what you're saying. Just visualize that.
Sure.
The fact that your hand is on my hip and I'm going forward, right? What are you doing?
Well, I also have my body there, so it's not
like your body. You gotta remember, if you're moving backwards, I'm going forward. So for you to have your hand on your hip, you gotta eventually turn the same way I am. Which that means you're not in front of me as a defender. You're actually on the side of me as a defender.
Right. And that's
so you're not doing anything anyway. So what ended up happening is all these guys are doing on the side, and they're just pushing you into brick walls. They're pushing you into Hakeem Olajuwons. They're pushing you into the Shaquille O'Neals, right? Because at that point, it actually meant nothing. It's not like you're in front of the guy stopping him from attacking the basket. You're just on the side of him, holding him while he drives forward. So
Which
all that ended up happening was those guys are just pushing people into people. It wasn't like once the guy started moving forward, that's when they realized the hand check wasn't useful. It's only useful if she's trying to run offense,
sure,
and I have my hand on her hip like this, and I'm
right.
like she has the ball like this, so now I can control her. But once she turns towards me, and if she's driving to the basket and I'm like this, I'm not really in a defensive mood in the defensive mode.
Now it does with the hand checking. I can appreciate your logic about me sending you into David Robinson. That hand check does give me some leverage to get my body in front of you, or to get my body closer to being in front of you, as opposed to just me being on the side of you. Because if me being on the side of you, I'm just olaying you to the basket, and I don't want to do that. No, because now I'm getting yelled at by the big man. Yo, you got to slow this guy down. Mm-hmm. So that hand check, that's a good shot too, by the way. That hand check is giving me leverage to slow you down. And by the way, Gil, with me putting my hand on you, and I'm not thinking about a great scorer like you. I'm thinking about just a guy who can score. A lot of these scorers aren't as effective when you are a bit physical with them. And something as subtle as putting my hand on you helps me. It gives, and not only does it help me, it helps me get leverage where I can get to the side of you and then use my body and bump you and put my hand and put my body on you a little bit more and throw you off balance a little bit. Enough, not where it's a foul, but enough that it can throw you
downhill. Your hand check is meaningless, man. It's not what people think. See, people don't realize before the 80s, 70s, and 60s, there was a two-hand hand check, which everybody is thinking of. The two-hand hand check was both your hands on the guy. That was the original hand check, where you had both hands. So when the guy tried to drive, you can stop their momentum.
Right.
They took that off. I think 94, 95 season. I think when you go back, if you go back to the Jordan 55 game, you will see a lot of those players are confused and they were getting called for ticky-tack fouls.
It was Jordan too, though, Gil. We can't leave that part out. I mean, because Jordan would get the whistle a lot more than other guys would. So.
Yeah, baby. How's your France versus Canada? What's that?
Yo, the reason why I thought Kuzma was going to be good for this Milwaukee team, because I feel like what they were doing in Washington, they had him doing stuff that he wasn't good at. When you're on a bad team, whatever you're not good at is going to get illuminated. And Kuzma's not a really good one-on-one player.
No.
Not only is he not a good one-on-one player, he's not that great of a catch. He's not that great of an off-the-bounce long ball shooter. What he is, though, is he's really good at catching and going quick. He's good at doing that. All right. So a lot of times when he was in Washington, he would deviate from the offense.
Mm-hmm.
In Milwaukee, he doesn't have to do that. Running with Giannis, running with Dame. It could be a lot of quick catch. It could be a lot of catch and shoot. It could be a lot of catch and go with him. Everything that you know how to do, that's what we're going to enhance. The stuff that you don't know how to do, we're going to take that out. And I think that's why he's going to be good for them.
Yeah, that was a good pickup for them. They need a wild card anyway.
Mm-hmm. No foul on that.
Wow.
That's a good stop and pop. Ooh, that's a good shot in transition. I like that.
That's star shot. That's star shot. You're supposed to wait in the corner.
Whose shot was that?
I said that's a star shot. Coming on a fast break, taking that quick shot. That is yikes.
Nope. Mm-mm. Good luck.
That's my save.
Screen.
Oh, your Frenchman is on the table.
Nice. Nice. I like that. That's good action.
It's here? No.
Mm-hmm. That's good action.
33. Who's the Frenchie on the Clippers?
Why am I forgetting his name? Played for Philly.
Batum.
Nicholas Batum. That's him.
Yeah. Nicola. That is it. Nicola. Nicola Batum.
Yeah, Nicholas Batum.
Where's the point? Who's the point here? Nobody?
Nice job, Giannis. Nice job, yo.
Baby, did you? No, we didn't get to watch Memes and Nightmares, Josiah's show. Because we can't watch, what is it called? We don't have Hulu. Because we're out of the country. So they don't support it here. Oh, VPN. Oh, we have VPN on the computer. Yeah. Oh, we'll try it from the computer. Was it good, y'all? Has anybody seen it? Is it good? Yeah, it's funny. Oh, we gotta watch that.
Foul.
Oh, they said this nigga made it 8.5 out of 10. Oh, that's a good one.
What are we talking about, Gil?
Dreams. Dreams and memes.
Dreams and memes.
No, it's memes and nightmares. It's Josiah. You know, he's the memes guy.
Okay.
And he did a I don't know if I think it's a movie about memes in India or sports.
Good shot. I'll look into it. Yeah,
on Hulu,
I will.
On Hulu.
Good defense. Good defense.
Yeah, so
Screen.
We'll
Screen. You didn't have to switch that.
That's
yeah.
That was a horrible post up.
You ain't like that?
I didn't like that.
Foul.
You're back to the defense. It's unorthodox. Blake Griffin used to do that a lot, which was horrible.
Good defense. He's holding him. No, that's off. Rebound that. Nope. Nope. We'll live with Giannis shooting that all night. Knock yourself out, big fella. Good defense. Yep. Yo, what do you think of this Clippers perimeter defense this season? Because James Harden said that this is the best defensive team he's been on.
It's the Clippers. Yeah, I take it.
That's where I'm at with it. I've always thought that. It's the Clippers. I've always said that. In the end, it's the Clippers.
Yeah, it's at the end of that name, until they do something that changes everyone's perspective, perception of them. It's the Clippers, man. We don't.
It's the.
I mean, I think what makes them dangerous is that they can switch 1 through 5.
Good pass.
And them adding Ben Simmons, I mean, fucking helps. You know, so I'm gonna be honest. They're gonna be dangerous in the playoffs because of Ben Simmons. Because Ben Simmons is a defensive guy. Like, we can talk about his offense all we want, laugh at him not wanting to shoot. One thing no one's ever questioned was his defense intensity and how he shut people down.
He was an all-league defender. He was an all-league defender. He was elite, 100%.
And that's what people have not paid attention to. So them adding him, when they take Zubac out, he can go to the 5 and play defense on the 5.
He actually does good against Giannis too.
Yeah.
When I watch him go up against Giannis, because he doesn't give up.
Just when we say it.
Just when we say it, he just goes. He runs right down the gut. Right. He runs right down the gut and punches it on him. But he actually does good against Giannis. 1, he's physical. 2, he doesn't give up that much size to Giannis, which helps because Giannis is 6'11", Ben 6'10". He forces Giannis into a lot of bad shots. And I mean, I think that with adding Ben Simmons, especially when he's as versatile as he is, I mean, he can guard smaller guys. I saw the job that he did in 21 on Young. He did a really good job on him. Really good job. Philly had no business losing that series, Gil. None.
Which one?
In 21, when they lost in the East Finals, in the East semifinals to Atlanta. They had no business losing to them dudes. None.
Yeah, they had Doc Rivers. One of the worst coach at adjusting to game plans. So if he sees success in something, he doesn't deviate for it. So let's say he's up 3-0 and you figure out a defense for him and you beat him, he won't change what he's doing the rest of the tournament. He doesn't adjust very well. He don't adjust at all, actually, not very well at
That's
all.
the problem I'm having, Gil. Like, how can you be that level of coach, championship level coach, been to the East Finals, been to the NBA Finals, won the NBA championship, and not recognize mismatches?
Because everything you just named came with the same one team in the same 1 year. It's not like he did it multiple times. It was the same one team.
Yep.
Kevin Garnett. That one team gave him all that power when that was ran by Kevin Garnett. Right? And, that defense, they just bullied everyone and had enough offense to score and beat people. Right? So, but after that, what did they do?
I think
what did Doc do before that championship? What did he do after that championship?
I think that Clippers team was ridiculously flawed, and I think that they had just because you got a lot of talent does not mean that talent is going to come together. I do understand that that's what the coach is for. I do not understand that's what the coach is for. That's his job to put that thing together. And with the talent that he had, I think the way he used Chris Paul and Blake and DeAndre Jordan, I think defensively, the way he used DeAndre Jordan as a rim protector, as a roamer, that worked. Offensively, I think Blake Griffin was I think he was more limited than people recognize. Blake Griffin was not as good as a scorer in terms of being versatile. I mean, he was great in transition. He was a great lob threat. He could face you up and knock down a 16, 17-footer. He could do that. But when we get into the meat and potatoes of games, and I need to go to you, when I think about a big, can I go to you 2-3 straight trips for buckets? That's what I'm thinking about. And if I can go to you 2 or 3 straight trips for buckets, that means that you have something that can't be slowed down. I don't think Blake had that.
Yeah, that series wasn't lost there. That series was lost during the press conference when was it Rudy T? Who was the coach there? Who was the coach of the Rockets?
It was Mike D'Antoni.
It was Mike D'Antoni that beat him?
Mike D'Antoni, yep. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, when they said, what are you going to do with the Clippers when they were down? And he said, we're going to hack DeAndre Jordan.
Oh, wait a minute. That's not true, Gil. I think it wasn't Mike D'Antoni.
McHale.
Yeah, that's what I think it was.
So when they asked McHale, they said, what are you going to do? He said, we're going to hack DeAndre Jordan, right?
Mm-hmm.
And, we're going to put them on the free throw line. When they asked Doc, they said, Doc, McHale said he's going to hack DeAndre Jordan. And this man responded and said, then we're going to hack Dwight Howard. I said, oh, shit, he lost. Everybody was laughing at me. And I said, why is that? I said, because Houston has a James Harden. Clippers don't have a James Harden. So if they're going to hack DeAndre Jordan, and then you're going to hack Dwight, and they're going to go back and forth. Once you get in the penalty, you take Dwight out. Now James Harden gets to play one-on-one. You don't have a one-on-one player that's going to grab all these free throws. And that's exactly.
And that's not who Chris Paul is. Nope. That's
Once
not
they
who
got
Chris
into
Paul
the penalty, James Harden took over.
That's cash.
And
2 in a row. Good shot, yo. That's a good shot.
And he was never smart enough not to do it. That was the point. He wasn't smart enough not to do it the rest of the series.
But let me ask you this though, Gil: is that a product of him? Because I've always been raised by the understanding that I'm going to hire people smarter than me. That's the only way I'm going to get by. So I always thought that you're only as good as your backup quarterback, and a coach, you're only as good as your coaching staff. And it's up to those guys to recognize stuff like that. So when I'm watching in the 2006 East Finals, when I see Detroit hack a Shaq and they send a Shaq to the free throw line, well, we're going to take what we're going to do is we're going to do the same thing with Ben Wallace. We're going to take him out of the series. And now that leaves, to your point, that leaves Dwayne Wade, who's playing lights out, to go up against Rip Hamilton and be as productive as he is. Good defense. Good shot, y'all. Better shot.
Yeah, it's chess, right?
Yeah.
You got to understand your pieces. So if you dumb enough to fall for it, then you're dumb enough to fall for it.
Fair enough.
There's just certain teams that can't do that. Yeah, you can hack a Shaq all you want, then you got a Kobe Bryant on the floor. who's loving it, because now once you get in the penalty, you can't touch him no more. You can't be physical with him more, because he's going to just grab a whole bunch of free throws for no reason. The worst thing you want to do with a star player is be fouled and don't gain anything from it, right? And that's a lot of players' complaints, a lot of star complaints, where let's say, you get, let's say like a Pat Beverly, right, picking me up full court.
Yep.
He fouls me 4 times. I don't gain anything from that. I got to take the ball out, right? 4 times I got hit without any reward. That's the worst thing for a star. You're beating me up without any penalty. Versus you want to hack someone. Now you want to pick me up full court. You fouled me 4 times trying to bully me. I got 8 free throws now.
Yeah, now you're going to the free throw line. Sure, I can get
right.
With that.
So you got to have somebody in there who gains free throws, and that's why like somebody like Brunson, you're a small guy. You need someone that can get your free throws easy.
Yep.
That's why Luka's very important to LeBron, because Luka gets fouled a lot. So he gets fouled. Him and AR, they get fouled.
100% they do. Yes.
So that means you can't beat up on LeBron majority of the game. Which now, when he does get fouled, he can get rewarded 2 free throws, because AR is going to get at least 2 or 3 fouls in a quarter. Luka's going to get 2 or 3 fouls in a quarter. So that means you only can hit LeBron two times before he's rewarded. Versus before, because AD don't get fouled, you're going to hit LeBron 6 times before he gets rewarded. Those are strategies.
I get that. I 100% get that, Gil. But with that being said, a guy like Luka, who's a career 60% free throw shooter, 60-something%, 60 or 70% free throw shooter, I don't think that he's shot free throws that well. And even in the clutch, he's not that good. But I can appreciate the idea of once you get in the bonus, well, now what that does as a defender, now our defense as a whole, we got to play different. So if it's 7 minutes left in the quarter and you already in a bonus, well, now I got to be real conscious of how I'm playing post defense. I got to be real conscious of how I'm playing on a perimeter. And if I have a guy like Luka, he's probably going to get a lot more open looks now, because I can't foul. I can't be as physical. I mean, I could get with that logic, but it works. It doesn't work in every situation, because a lot of these guys, Rondo was a prime example of that. Rondo, who is your primary ball handler, as good as Paul Pierce was, that offense didn't hum like it would if Rondo was off the floor. Rondo being a less than free throw shooter, I think he was barely a 60% free throw shooter. If I'm gonna have the ball in his hands, he's gonna end up getting fouled. That's gonna slow our offense down, because he can't make free throws. That's gonna put a big strain on us.
You're focusing on once you get into the penalty. We're talking about before we get to the penalty, right? So we're talking about so just think of it like this. I can hit you. Let's just say we're going to take, let's say a Steph Curry, right? Yep. As a defensive team, I can hit you. I can hit Steph Curry 6 times in the first quarter, right? 6 times in the second, 6 times in the third, 6 times in the fourth, before he shoots 1 free throw off of these fouls.
24 times? Wow.
So think about it, because that's just 6 free throws. So if I can just hit him 24 times
Yep.
before he gets one free throw. What does that do to his body?
I'm wearing him down. 100%
Right, you're just wearing him down.
Mm-hmm.
So now when you're talking about like your star player really needs someone else who can take on some of this pounding. Right, so that's why I said AR, you're getting fouled 2 times,
Right.
2 or 3 times. Luka, you're getting fouled 2 or 3 times. That means LeBron, 2 times you're at the free throw line now. No matter what your free throw percentage is, you're not getting hit as much.
Yeah.
And that's what it is. That's what we talk about on certain teams. Like,
Shoot it.
Who can take some of those hits?
Fair enough.
Maybe your team losing by a lot. Ask it.
Screen.
I get 2,000. I want American dollars. I want
Shoot
euros.
the ball, Dame. Shoot the ball.
I want euros.
Nope. That's good defense. Great defense on the perimeter. Nope. Oh.
Yeah.
How many more years you think Brook got?
What is he at? 30.
He's 37. He run like he got a piano on his back, Gil.
Yeah, he probably got 2. I mean, he's still starting playing 30-something minutes, right?
Yes.
The way the game going, he don't have the offensive rebound. He don't really. Let me see.
I think he's got one more year, Gil.
One more?
Yeah, I think he's got one more year. Because, well, his mobility, he was never fleet of foot anyway as a big dude. Let's get to that right now. Now, what helped him get to as far as he got was the game moved further away from the basket, and he became more of a pick and pop big. He was not much of a bruiser. And this is what he was, and this is what he was good at. Good defense, James. That's what he was doing. Wow.
Okay.
See, that's he's got 3 of those, by the way. And that's what kept him around. This right here, him being able to shoot it. Now
I'm gonna tell you, Chill, I would have cussed his motherfucking ass out. I don't give a fuck if he made it. Just the fact that he started off in the post with James Harden to then pop out and shoot that shit. I would have personally cussed his ass out.
Get your ass off the field. Yeah. Give me the goddamn
like he
ball.
literally posted first, didn't get it, and then popped all the way out to the 3.
Nope. They on Dame ass. 100% they are.
Yeah, see, you got the handshake. That's how you handshake right there.
Right.
Because you're not moving nowhere. Ooh, nice pass.
Good shot. You got to stick that.
Man, Zubac. Zubac is becoming a player, man. I'm not even going to lie. I thought he was ass.
Why didn't you like him? What was your issue with him?
To be honest, I have no idea. It's just the name, his game, and to be honest, he's just been a solid ass player, man.
As a big, I mean, he's one of the best rebounders in the guy. I think Sabonis leads the league in rebounding. I think he's right next to Sabonis. I know he's in the top 3. I do know that. That I do know. Good shot, yo. Wow. Good shot. Good shot.
Are you serious, Kuzma?
What the hell? Oh.
He's getting cussed out at halftime too, man. Come on, man. It's 4 fucking seconds left, man.
We could have got something better than that. We could have definitely got something better than that. Gil, I wouldn't be me if I didn't ask, but I heard about the NBC interview. How you feel about it?
So I had the conversation with him.
Sure.
And you know what's funny? These people are on point. I had a conversation with them Saturday morning.
Yep.
And they said this year's All-Star game is going to have the lowest views.
Before the game started. Before
the game started, they said this year's All-Star is going to have one of the worst views. And I said, how do you already know? He said, because he said SNL, the 50th anniversary is live also at the same time. And that audience, that older audience that usually watches TV will be watching Saturday Night Live. He said, because they're all fighting for the same TV views.
Right.
He said that's the problem. He said, listen, when we had it, because if you look at all the numbers, when NBC had it back in the 90s,
yep,
and that was their best views, right? Michael Jordan and all that stuff. And he said, so we're trying to bring back some of the old style, but we do know this is a new generation. This generation is not on television. Television itself has went down, right? He says it went down from 110 million down to 75.
That's a lot.
That alone, 40 million people leaving regular TV, the numbers go now. That just naturally goes.
Sure.
So obviously the TV views is going to be down. He said everything else is on your iPhone. If you're on TV, you're using some type of app. You're using your computer. That's how people watch information now. They're not watching it from just regular cable. Regular cable is too expensive.
Right.
He said, so we're trying to figure out how to bring back our TV style into the app style. We got to bring back the feel-good stories again. He said,
yep.
he said the Charles Barkley, that crew, they did a great job. He said, but they did put a negative spin on sports. It became more about everybody outside of the NBA, not your actual performance. Sure. It became reality TV. Like, what is this guy doing off the court versus what are they doing on the court? Like, I'm judging you for what you're doing on the court, but we're judging you for what you're doing off the court. That doesn't even make sense. He said, so they're trying to do like an hour before the game tip off. They're going to do that whole thing. They're going to make the cinematic Wemby versus Chet. Like who the two tight ends, the two.
So they're going to build up to the before the action.
They're going to build up the game.
Yeah, I can get with that. Definitely can get with that. And where do they see you with this?
Because I'm one of those personalities, and unlike everybody else, I have the youth audience,
yes.
And that's what everybody's trying to get. They're trying to get this audience, the audience that watches playback, YouTube,
NBC, sure,
Twitch, right? And most of the older guys don't have the platform, so they're trying to figure out. And I told them, I said, listen, names are not important at this time. You can go and get the biggest names in sports that have these Hall of Fame careers. They're not Hall of Fame in
TV personalities. Yeah, TV personalities, sure.
Are they Hall of Fame entertainers? Are they Hall of Fame in studying the game? Right? And, like I said, I wake up at 4:30. I do my studying, right? I know how to alter my wordplay to make it seem like I'm saying something other than I whatever am, right? I know how to use word like Jokic is the worst, right? 3-time All-Star in the last 40 years, or 3-time MVP in the last 40 years. And I know the human brain only heard worse with the word.
That's all they heard. That's all. We didn't hear anything else. You think he sucks? You think he's garbage? You think he's the worst player? When that's not what he's saying. That's not what he's saying at all.
So I said I understood that because I studied the Stephen A. Smiths. I studied the Shannon Sharps. I studied the Mark Albert because, right, I have the insight from the NBA. They have the professionalism of this. So for me to be good, I can't use Gilbert Arenas to perfect. I got to really study how they lasted 20-something years. That's not an accident.
Sure.
Right? So I study. I talk to Stephen A. Smith. I talk to these guys. What do you do? How you do it? When you said this, what do you mean? So, I'm a student of all of it.
Yeah.
Right? So I said, with your cast, it has to be selected very strategically. Right? You have Carmelo Anthony.
Yep.
He's one piece. What piece is he? right? Is he your Michael Jordan of your team? Is he your Dennis Rodman? Is he your
what exactly is he? Where we
Scottie
implementing
Pippen? Like,
him?
what part of his personality are you looking for? Because if you get him, then you get a Dwayne Wade, and then you get a T-Mac, I can tell you right now, you don't have a great show. Not because they're not good, because they're not entertaining for what the audience wants. They're all docile personalities.
It's interesting you bring that up too, Gil, because especially in the space that we're in today, the attention span isn't very long, and you have to be able to captivate the audience. You have to be able to keep the audience engaged on some level. So when I say, I don't think Kobe Bryant's a top 10 player all time. Nobody wants to hear why. They immediately just hear, I don't think he's a top 10 player all time.
Yeah, that's all they hear.
That's all they hear. So now they gravitate toward me to now come after me, which is what is the entertainment value in it. They want to, okay, well, why don't you think that? And then there are some people who actually think like me. Just like when you said, Joker is the worst 3-time league MVP. Just so you know, Gil, there's some people who think the same thing. Like, you know what? I think that too. I think he's right about that.
What's so funny is everyone thinks it when you give them the list of the other 4 players. When you give them the list of the other 4 players, and you say, all right, so Magic, Bird, Jordan, LeBron. Now, where does Jokic fit in right now?
He does not fit in at the top of that
list. So he's going to be 5th. Instead of me saying 5th, I want to use the word worst.
Yeah.
Because it makes you mad.
Sure.
Right? And that's just it. Like, if you don't name them, then they got to go research it. But if you tell them, all right, rank these in their top 5, then they're going to say, all right, okay, Jokic is 5th at this moment in time. There you go. I didn't say nothing wrong.
And now there's really not much to argue. I think that I think that with what you're doing when it comes to NBC, or when it comes to these TV personalities, I think it's a good thing. I do think the television needs to update how they go about getting views. What I mean when I say that, Gil, is to your point, when you're talking about, cable TV and all of this other good stuff. Well, people aren't watching cable TV as much. That doesn't mean that they're not watching the NBA. Because I was at All-Star Weekend. It was a zoo. There was plenty of people there. The NBA is ridiculously popular today. And there are people watching it. So when we get stuff like playback, when we have stuff like League Pass, when we have things like NBA TV, we have things like that, people are watching this stuff on the app. People are watching this stuff, and people are watching this stuff on the app. People are watching this stuff on YouTube. People are watching this stuff in spaces like that. And I think that the numbers across the board, when you're talking about the numbers are down, they get skewed because I don't think that they factor that in. I think that they just factor in, you ain't watching it on TNT, so that means you're not watching it. Well, wait a minute, that's not true.
Now think about the people who are pushing it. Who's pushing it? The person who didn't get his job, Charles Barkley.
Sure.
Right? And I was one of the only ones I was fighting against. Like, wait, hold on. Cable views and streaming views. Cable don't have streaming views as numbers, so they don't know what I said. My wife is French, right? So I said, when Wemby's playing, her whole country sleep.
Because it's 3 o'clock and 4 o'clock in the morning,
right? So they're not watching it live, but they watch it when they wake up.
Right?
When are they counting those views? Obviously, they don't have Turner. They're watching it on a streaming platform.
Sure.
Where are those views at? They're not calculated, but the NBA is calculating them because that's how they're selling their program.
Right.
Right. So, okay. So I was curious with the Super Bowl when they said, all right, Kendrick Lamar broke Michael Jackson's record.
Right.
And then I seen people talking about, he broke Michael Jackson, but he didn't break Usher's record. Because Usher did 202.
Right.
So, I know people who was on Usher's staff who know all that. They're going to tell me the truth. Now, this is very interesting. The numbers we see are not real. None of them. They said they cannot calculate who's watching what. So back in the day, what they decided to do, and they did the numbers off of this, it's called the 3-to-1 ratio system, where every TV in your house, you're getting 3 views.
Right.
Mother, father, child. That's how they do it. Right? So for let's say Super Bowl. So he did, they said 134,000. So basically 44 million people seen it.
Right.
So 44 million people seen it. You times it times 3, 134. So let's say if you in your house and you have 2 TVs,
Yep.
your 2 smart TVs now, that is 6 people watching the Super Bowl. That is 6 people watching the NFL football. Now, they said it kind of backfires too. Let's say if you're a bar, you have 7 TVs in your bar, and you got 300 people in there. They don't know. How do they know 300 people's in there?
Right.
So they just do
They're just going off the TVs, and it's only 3 people watching. Meanwhile, I got a house full of people here watching the game. That doesn't make
so they just even
Wow.
it across the board and just say every TV is worth 3 people. And that's how they sell it to advertisers. So think about Rock Nation and Apple, right? They're gonna fluff their numbers up because they want to sell their product.
Yep.
So you're gonna make numbers from anywhere to sell it to your advertisers. Right? Think about like when you're thinking about like what's your show, right? And you're thinking about like going to merchants. You're trying to get these deals. Right, you're gonna add all your fucking numbers from wherever you get. You're gonna go shorts. You're gonna go live. You're gonna go video. Like we do, 3 million people per month. They're not asking which part of the 3 million. You're just gonna give them the 3 million across the board. You're gonna fluff it up a little bit to get that deal.
And that's all they're going to see. They're just going to see the 3 million that we had. They don't care where it's coming from. They just know that 3 million eyes are on us. So maybe we do want to invest in this.
Yeah, then you're going to add your channel. You're going to add all your Instagrams and your social medias, and you're going to make this as big as possible.
Wow. Learn something new every day. How about that? We learn something new every day.
Like, whenever I see something, Chill, like something like that, I research it.
Yep.
I start asking questions. Right, so sitting with NBC, I asked them and all this stuff, and I want to know like what's real and what's fabricated.
Right.
And those so that's how I get my information is that I'm going to go ask the question.
I think that's interesting too, Gil. That's why I have such a difficult time with how people are today, how misinformed people are, because we live in a time where this is the most information heavy time that we live in, where it's so easy to access information. So there's no way you can't be in the know, right? So if I need to understand how viewership works, if I need to understand what's going on in the news, there's so many different avenues in order to find that. Not just CNN, not just headline news, not just the internet. There's so many different ways that I can find out what's going on in the world. And when I do my homework, that's why, for example, when I'm up here with you, when I do my homework, I have to make sure that I know what I'm talking about. Mm-hmm. And I have to make sure that the information that I get is from people who know what they're talking about. Yep. So when somebody tells me that Jason Tatum has played in more isolations than anybody else in the NBA, well, I got to go research that. Like, wait a minute, is that true?
It's true,
all right, let me go find it out. Well, turns out James Harden plays in the most isolations than anybody in the NBA. So that's not true.
Yep.
Jason Tatum is second, right? James Harden scores the most in isolations. So we live in a time where information is so easily accessed that I should not, me in particular, I feel like I should not ever be caught off guard with anything.
And it's so funny, and that'd be the battle of me and Rashad.
Yeah.
And I say, man, I tell him, you don't do enough research, y'all. I'm gonna just be honest with you. I said, what you do is you go off of someone posting on Twitter, and then that's how you defend it. And I said, you got to stop doing that, because someone's narrative to make something look a certain way, they're going to miss a whole bunch of
Good
information
block.
where that's blocked.
Yeah.
So I said like the Jaylen Brown stopping Luka, right? And I said, well, Luka took 125 shots. He only guarded him 22. That's 20%. You know what I mean?
20%.
That's
so 8 out of 10 times he wasn't covering him.
Yes. So I'm saying, so you can't use that. Like so I said, so today, this was a good one today. And I'm gonna show you what it texts. He texted the group chat. It was a stat that had it was Wilt Chamberlain. It had Wilt Chamberlain 20 points, 24 rebounds, 10 blocks, game 6, Western Conference Finals, 1972. And it says the GOAT, a decade older Wilt bullying Kareem. People have the audacity to say Kareem is the greatest center ever. Footage from some sports channel. And then it says, and then he wrote, Wilt better than Skyhook. Dude was a dog. And I'm looking at it, and I'm like, Wilt is in the Laker uniform. I'm like, oh, Wilt as a Laker, I don't know if he was like that.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Not against that Kareem.
Mm-hmm. Well, just so you know, and Gil, like you and I just got finished talking about this, and I take notes, I keep notes. I think Chamberlain in that 72 series against Chamberlain in that 72 series against Jabbar. I think Jabbar averaged 33 and 17 against him in that series.
33.5. No, 32.5 and 17 rebounds versus his 10 and 18.
I was just about to say, I think Chamberlain averaged 10 and 17 in that series.
Yeah, I said, man, that man got his ass dog walked.
He got destroyed.
And I said,
right.
And I said, Rashad,
Now he might have gotten busy. Now Chamberlain might have gotten busy in
that one game.
We have one of those games, but throughout the course of the series, Jabbar gave him work.
I said, and that's what I said.
Jabbar gave him work.
And I put the whole. Hold on. Which one is being? No, this one doesn't get charged. It's off of this. So you want to put it to the big one? Okay. Yeah. So I said, you know, those are the research things you got to do, man. I said,
yes.
You're sitting here. See, now if this is on the show, I would have saved this, got all my information, and then went at him on the show. Then he'd get mad and say, "Stat man," right? And go,
hell yeah, but that's the thing, though, Gil. I mean, you could call me stat man, but these are the facts. This is what happened.
And I tell people, I said, man, listen, I try to not use my opinion, and I want the facts. Like the facts of something is more important than our opinion. You can't just use your opinion and say, like with LeBron and like Kobe and scoring, and then they say, "Oh, you got to use the eye test." No, you can't do that. You can't take away all fucking stats and someone's accomplishments and just say eye test. That's not how you supposed to.
That's not the way that works.
That's not how it works. Like I even talked to a bunch of reporters and a bunch of voters about their top 10 list, right?
Yeah.
Because they asked me, and I said, I got Kobe, LeBron. I got Jordan, Kobe, LeBron. I mean, Kobe. I got Jordan, LeBron, Kobe as my top 3.
Right.
And I'm saying, how come Kobe is 10 on your list? And they said, accolades. They said accolades matter, right? Your accolades, your body of work matters. You can't just throw someone's body of work and say how they played the game, how it looked. We don't care how it looked. What did you do? What did you accomplish when you played this game?
Right.
We're gonna throw out, you like this. What was the end result? And he said, and they said this. They said, if you look at the list,
nice job, yo. Nice job.
Right? MVPs matter. MVPs is the best player in the NBA.
Well, see,
Right?
that's the thing, Gil, and I'm glad you brought that up because that's where it gets skewed when you're talking about the league MVP because the league MVP is attached to the best player in the league because sometimes the best player in the league does win it. Problem is that the best player doesn't always win it. So that's where the discrepancy comes in, and that's where the divide comes in. Now, when you're talking about like top 10, for example, I got a criteria when I talk about the top 10. I got 5 points, right? My 5 points are number one, is your game timeless? What I mean when I say that is if we dropped you 30 years from now or 30 years previous to that, would you be able to do something similar to what you were doing? That's number one. Number two, did you dominate? Well, what do I mean when I say did you dominate? Karl Malone averaged 28 and 11 for 11 years. Yeah, that's almost 30 and 10. I'm kicking ass. Well, you can't be kicking ass and not win, which leads me to number three. Well, did you win? How much? And I don't just go off of, you won. I care about when you did it. I care about how you did it. I care about who you did it against. I care about how often you did it. And I care about what you did during that point. Then I go to number four, which is how transcendent is your game? What I mean when I say that is when we're moving forward in time, how transcendent is your game? Gil, I remember you were talking about Olajuwon. Olajuwon's 60 years old. He's still teaching footwork to this day. He's still teaching footwork. And then number five, I'm thinking, how impactful were you amongst society? And when I come up with all of those things, my top 10 players all time are James, Jordan, Jabbar, Chamberlain, Russell, Magic, Bird, Duncan, Olajuwon, and the Diesel. And I got Kobe at 11.
James who?
James.
LeBron James.
Yes, sir. Yes,
okay.
And that's that, and that's how I come up with my top 10. Okay. From that space right there. Now, it's been challenged because again, I care about it, just like you said, I care about accolades. I care about what you produced. I care about when you produced it. So the fact that Kobe Bryant does have a league MVP, 100% that matters. Olajuwon only has one league MVP. Well, how awesome were you for how long? And when you were awesome, when you were at the top of your game, can I say you were the best player in the league? Can I say you were definitively the best player in the league? How long were you the best player in the league? When I talk about, like you just said, league MVPs, none of us, I mean, you were around during this time, Gil. None of us thought Steve Nash was the best player in the game. None of us thought that. Not one of us thought Steve Nash was the best player in the game. Absolutely not. If we even go to an even a more familiar time, right? Joker won the league MVP last year. I think Joker's the best player in the game. But then it gets murky. Last year, the year before that, was Joel Embiid the best player in the NBA? I mean, I think you can make the argument that he was the best player in the game, but I don't think it was definitive that he was the best player in the game. The year before that, in 22, was Joker the best player in the game? I mean, there were plenty of people who still thought that KD was the best player in the game. James was the best player in the game. James Harden was the best player. Curry that won the NBA championship that year, he was still in the conversation. In 21, when Joker won the MVP, then I'll even challenge you to name me at that point, and we actually had this conversation, Gil. In 2021, when Joker won the league MVP, was Joker a top 5 player that year? And before you answer that question, I want you to think about the guys. This was 21. This is the first year he won the league MVP. Just like you said, he's the worst MVP, 3-time league MVP. At that time in 2021, was Joker a top 5 player in 2021? And remember who the guys that were around during that time. So you had James, you had Giannis, you had Leonard.
Giannis was third one.
Yeah. You had James, you had Giannis, you had Leonard, you had KD, you had Curry, you had Harden. And these are the guys these are the guys who are around during that time, right? So, oh, wow, that's a big time dunk. I like that. Big time. So, I don't think he was the best player in the game. Even in 20, when Giannis won the league MVP, was Giannis the best player in it? Was he better than LeBron James in the 2019-2020 season?
No.
And he won the league MVP. In 19, when he won the league MVP, was he better than LeBron James that year? Was he better than Kawhi Leonard during that time? I think you can make the argument that James Harden in 18, I think you can make the argument that James Harden was if not he was definitely a top 3 player in the league during that time. Was Russell Westbrook the best player in the game in 2017? I don't think so. No way. In 2016, was Steph Curry the best player in the game? Because I think LeBron James did that.
But see, that's all our perspective on what we think is best, right? Mm-hmm. So, like, those are your 5 criterias.
Sure.
The voters' criteria is this. So MVP is first. So let's say you put a point value on all of it, right?
Yep.
Because that's all it is. It's just a point system. And I know people hate to hear when you make it simple, but it's simple. If you put a point on everything, this is how it is. Top points is MVP. Second category is Defensive Player of the Year.
Okay.
Third category is First Team All NBA.
Oh, being all pro always mattered to me, Gil. Always. Yeah. Like a lot of people don't care about that. I care about that.
No, that is their third. Their third is First Team All NBA.
Yep.
Their fourth is Defensive Team All NBA.
Okay.
Right? Wait, hold on. It goes MVP. No, it goes MVP, Defensive Player of the Year, scoring title, All NBA First Team, defensive first team. So those are the top 5. Then it went All-Star MVP.
Yep.
All NBA second team, all defensive second team, Finals MVP, then ring.
Wow.
They said when you're talking about individual accolades, the ring is a team thing.
Yep.
So you can't use a team accolade to trump someone. So they said that's like 8 or 9 in their category. It's more of the cherry than it is the cake.
Right.
So when they say everyone pushes ring, how many rings you got? That's not, it's how many MVPs score, and that's why Jordan can never be surpassed. Because when you think about what I just named, think about scoring titles is third. Look how many points he will get with 10 of them. Right? When you're talking about MVPs and scoring titles, you know what I mean? It's like
top of the list. Sure, absolutely.
There's nothing LeBron can do at this point to surpass him. When you use this statistical plate on how they judge it, then you can realize why Kobe's 10. Kobe don't have the MVPs. He don't have the top MVPs. He don't have Defensive Player of the Year, which is second. Yep. He don't have a bunch of scoring titles, which is third. Right? So he don't have enough of 1, 2, 3 to pogo in front of a Magic Johnson, a Bird. Right? They got the first team. They got the scoring. They don't have the scoring title, but they got the MVPs.
Yep.
Right. So it's just a calculation of points.
Being an All-Pro as many times as they've been an All-Pro.
First team, second team, third team, Defensive Player of the Year. And then they said this. So they said, if you take it to the public, and they say LeBron James went 4-6 in the playoffs, and they said that's worth more than 6-6 in the championship. And I said, how? He said, all right, just put 1 point to every playoff run. So you go to the playoffs. You go to the championship, right? That's 4 points. First round, second round, Western Conference Finals, Eastern Conference Finals, then championship. You get 4 points. If you win it, you get an extra point. That's 5. So to win the championship, you get 5 points.
Right.
He said, so Jordan went to them 6 times, right?
Right. So that's 30 points.
30 points.
Sure.
He said, now LeBron James went to the championship 10 times.
Yep.
Right? Just 10 times 4.
That's 40 points. Yep.
Now you add the 4 championships, you give them 4 extra points.
So that's 44 points. Wow.
He said, you don't get penalized for losing in the championship.
So that means that Jerry West should be a lot higher than what he is then. He went to the finals 9 times.
West, he went there, 7 times?
9. He's 1-8 in the finals.
So you go to 9. So 9 times 4.
That's 36.
Right? He said you don't get penalized for losing and not getting there versus someone just not getting there. He said, but if you let the public do it,
Yep.
they'll rather lose in the first round or not make it to the playoffs versus going all the way there and losing it. And you can't do it like that.
That's never made sense to me, ever.
So once he started doing it like that,
yep.
Then I started going back to people's history and trying to figure out if their system actually made sense. So right now I'm stuck on Kareem Abdul-Jabbar and LeBron James, who's actually second. And I got to calculate the points because those, I don't, I sent the message because I don't know the value of this.
Well, I mean, I know that I know that because it's like you just mentioned stuff like championships.
The NBWA, NBA, like I don't know what none of those are.
I don't know what that is neither, to be honest with you.
Like they're 2 times NBWA, NBA, whatever that is. Something he got in 69 and 7.
Oh, this was different writers, and it's like the Associated Press.
Oh,
and yeah, it's like the Associated Press, or the difference between like when we were coming up, Gil. There's a difference between the Associated Press and the USA Today. And that's what that was. I think it's the National Writers Association basketball. It's something to that effect. It's something to that effect, and that's what Jabbar was in terms of player, in terms of MVP and player of the year. Yes.
Okay. So yeah. So all right. So it's no different than MVP of the league.
Yes.
Okay. So then him and LeBron is basically fighting for number 2. That then their stats will be really correct. 2 scoring titles, 19-time All-Star, 11-time All Defensive Team, 6 MVPs. I mean, you know what I mean? It's just going to be hard to beat that. So if you look at someone like Kobe, he has 1 MVP.
Yep.
Just in that category alone, he is 10th because nine has 2. Everybody else got 2 or 3. So him and Tim Duncan is kind of like the only person with 1 or 2.
And Duncan,
but it's all statistical. They're not going off of how someone looked when they did it.
Well, when usually when I'm talking about Jabbar, I have to listen to Jabbar won he won 5 of his 6 league MVPs in the worst era of basketball, which is the 70s, the weakest era of basketball, which is the 70s. I can't hold that against them off the strength that, I mean, I still did work. Okay, I was going up against Dave Cowens and Bob McAdoo, Wes Unseld. Yes, I was going up against Willis Reed and an older Chamberlain. Yes, I was doing that, but I still dominated during that time. So I'm not gonna hold that against him off the strength that that's when he played, because he still did things like when you're talking about MVPs and Finals MVPs. I'm still the oldest Finals MVP NBA history at 38 years old. Nobody else can say that they did that before I did that, right? I won the MVP at age 32. There aren't many guys in the league who won MVP at age 30. A lot of these guys who won MVP, they won it earlier. Malone won it in his 30s. Jordan won it in his 30s. James's last MVP, he was 29 years old.
Yep.
That was in 2013. That was his last MVP. He didn't win any of them in his 30s. So with that being said, I have to, like I said, with my criteria, when I look at what Jabbar did, his resume, like you mentioned, his resume, he's got the greatest basketball resume in basketball history, not in NBA history, in basketball history. There's nobody who can match what his resume is. I won the most. I think he lost 3 games in high school. I was the National Player of the Year 3 years that I played at UC. I was the best player in the country. Won the national championship. I was the National Player of the Year. I averaged 27 and 14 all 3 years that I played there. When I got to the pros, I won the league MVP 6 times. These how many guys have done that before me and since me. Nobody else can say that. When I retired as the all-time leading scorer in NBA history. Nobody had done that. Nobody. I was the all-time leading scorer. When I retired, I was third all-time in rebounding. I was number one all-time in blocks. I was number one all-time in games. I was at the top of the list in playoff points. This is the stuff that's going on with Jabbar when he retired. So to your point, when you're talking about putting a resume together and what did you produce, this is what he produced. But then James comes along, and James, who didn't go to college, comes right into the NBA at 18 years old. And this is another thing that I care about too, Gil. I care about how awesome you were from the beginning. That's why I have this difficult time with Curry, because Curry didn't become elite until like year 5. It took him some time. A lot of these guys, James, Jordan, like I was that guy right from the inception, and I stayed that guy for a long ass. There was no grace period for me, right? So when I think about what James did, he comes along with his resume. I mean, James is almost, I think he's close to 10,000 points in the playoffs. I'm not gonna see that again in my lifetime, Gil. I'm not.
Never.
And I take pretty good care of myself. But I don't think I'm gonna be allowed to see somebody score 10,000 points in the playoffs. I don't think I'm gonna be allowed to see that. I don't.
And
I doubt that.
what's so funny is it's the way the NBA is moving. They're moving in the short and everything. So I don't see anyone getting rid of LeBron's legacy, like because the mode of sacrificing games to extend everyone's career is the new thing.
Yep.
So you're not going to have that heavy load of your star player playing 82 games for 5, 6, 7 years. So the fact that LeBron came in a time where they were still playing bulks of games, you're not going to beat his legacy. And that's just it, right? There's really nothing you're going to do about it. And so since you can't beat the legacy with stats, you just use eye tests and he left and did this, he left and did that, and you use a whole bunch of shit that has nothing to do with the actual game. The game still has to be played, right?
What you use matters.
When people like, now this is the funny part. People talk about how LeBron James played against Dallas, right?
Yep.
So I asked, Brendan Haywood and a bunch of players that was on Dallas, like, what was your game plan? And they said, our game plan was to stop LeBron James, let everybody else do what they're going to do. The offense ran around James. So if Dwayne Wade was going to get off, if Bosh was going to get off, we didn't care. We're just going to play one-on-one.
Yep.
And then I was like, then I asked another question. I was like, yeah, man, I got the Kobe diehard that just uses this. They said, man, why are they talking? We swept the fucking Lakers. We swept Kobe and the Lakers. We had that motherfucker giving up in the playoffs.
Mm-hmm. Swept them right out the playoffs. Yes, they
did.
Said
they laughing at the guy we beat in the championship, but they're not laughing that we swept.
Well,
talk, they have a different conversation.
Yes, absolutely. Now remember too, Gil. Now remember too, Gil. There's the logic that he had an injury, right? He had an ankle injury, and that ankle injury was what hampered him. And he blew it. Oh, he blew it. Oh, he blew the bunny. Oh, anyway, I'm sorry. So he had an ankle injury. With him having that ankle injury, that slowed him down. With that ankle injury slowing him down, that's one of the main reasons why they were swept out of the playoffs. If he was healthier, then they would have had a better opportunity. Good defense. They would have had a better opportunity to win. I don't necessarily agree with that because I'm under the impression. I've always felt like when you get swept out the playoffs, you ain't close. You're finished.
Hey, listen, I get it, but you can't use excuses, right, for one, and then don't accept excuses for the next one. Like, that's just weird.
No,
either we're going to use excuses or we're not going to use excuses, right?
Right.
So
which one is it going to be?
His excuse was that he had ankle injury. Oh, how about that? How about that they were using his wife against him in that playoff series, just like they did in the Boston playoff series, that his wife was sleeping with a teammate. That happened in that series, which had him mentally fucked up. Yeah. Oh, that's an excuse.
I do remember that. That was with Gasol.
Right.
I do remember that. Yeah, I do remember that. Mm-hmm.
Right. Then Why are we using one playoff series? I didn't know one playoff series dictates your whole career.
Well,
I just don't like the idea. Just as a basketball player.
Well, here's the thing, though, Gil.
Who likes all three? These are all three great.
Right.
And we're using excuses and we're using little things to tear down their career of 20 years. 2011 playoff series takes away 20 years of someone's game.
Well,
really?
We got to remember too, Gil. Now, remember where we were at that point. So in 07, he gets to the NBA Finals. As young as he is, okay, he's young. He'll get back, because we always under the assumption when young guys get to that area, they're going to come back. Okay, they're going to be back. Well, then he comes back again in 2011, and he doesn't play well. He's not as aggressive. He's not shooting the basketball. He looks like a shell of himself. He's not in the space that he was in a year ago. He looks like he's playing more off of Dwayne Wade instead of just being himself. When we get to that point, I'm watching him now thinking to myself, especially after what I had seen in the playoffs in years past, when I saw in 09, when I saw in 10, when he has the meltdown in 2011, well, now I have to ask myself, is this guy good enough to do it? I'm not going off of what happened after that. I'm just going off of what happened where we are in 2011. Well, is he good enough to get it done? Because at that point, I wasn't sure. I was not sure, Gil, especially considering what I had seen from him in the finals and how bad he performed and what he had done previous to that. He wasn't great. I mean, he was good in the playoffs. He said it himself. I don't understand. I still don't get how we actually made it to the finals that year. He said that. He's on record saying that. So with that being said, with him not being that good in the finals, I'm thinking to myself, I mean, is this guy good enough to get it done? Then he ends up getting it done, and now that changes the perception. So to counter your point, to counter your point when you just said, we got one series. Well, remember, Gil, a lot of these guys, there's no guarantee that I'm getting back to the finals. There's no guarantee that I'm getting back to the playoffs. So I only have to go off of this at that particular time. The reason why perception was changed, because he did get back to the finals. He did go deep into the playoffs again. That's why people's minds were able to be changed. Mine in particular were able to be changed by that. Otherwise, I just have to go off of what I just saw.
See, but that's why I asked the questions of your game plan versus how the game is going, right?
Yep.
Like, if you're shutting down LeBron James, shutting down Kobe Bryant, shutting down somebody, and I can sit here and say, oh, man, you went 2 for 12 or you didn't do this. Barrera locked you up. I get all that. Barrera locked you up. What? Also, Barrera is by himself? Or when I get it to Barrera, I try to post him up, you guys track him. What is the real defense here? So that's why I asked, what was the game plan?
Right.
Get the ball out of, when I asked the game plan when the Kobe and Shaq shit, right? What was your game plan against the Lakers? And every single team that played the Lakers in those 3 championships said the same thing. Get the ball out of Shaq's hand. If Shaq gets it in there, we're going to dig, we're going to double. If he tries to repost, we're going to dig, we're going to double and catch. We're not going to let him bounce, right? So our objective, first option, second option, third option, get the ball out of Shaq's hand no matter what. Let everybody else beat us. That game, everybody wasn't shooting threes like that, so we can close out slow against them. That was the game plan. So I want to know what the game plan was versus what I'm watching. Like, what is your defense allowed to do? Was your defense to stop Dwayne Wade, or was your defense to stop LeBron James? With going up against Golden State Warriors, are you focusing on Kevin Durant? Are you focused on Steph Curry? Right? All of that actually matters to me as a player.
Sure.
Because if, let's say, you're stopping Kevin Durant and your focus is Kevin Durant, which means you're allowing Curry to get off. I can't say, oh my God, Curry played a way better playoff series than Kevin Durant. No, that was the defense. The defense, the other opponent, that was their game plan. Let's see if Curry can do it by himself or blah, blah, blah. That is the game plan. and I don't think everyone considers that. You just want to know what the person did in a series
Right.
versus what was the
outcome? Sure.
What was the team's options? What were they planning on doing? And that's what I asked. I asked about what is your game plan this series? Then I can watch the series to see if you're doing your job.
And it looked to me, like the game plan was to slow down James. The game plan was to slow down Dwayne Wade too. The game plan was to give Dwayne Wade mid-range jump shots, keep him out of the lane. But Wade, as good as Wade was, he didn't deviate away from his game. Wade did get downhill. Wade did still knock down open shots when he had the opportunity to. But the game plan also was to slow down James, make James more of a scorer. And I think that because James at that time wasn't really sure what he should be doing on that particular crew, I think that played right into Dallas's hands because he was passing up a lot of shots that he would normally shoot when he was in Cleveland. He would pass up a lot of drives that he would normally take when he was in Cleveland. He wasn't doing that. He was a completely different player the next year when I saw him in the 11-12 season than he was in that NBA Finals. He was completely different. And I think that was largely due to him not being sure about what he wanted to do. And that played into Dallas's game plan. They would back off of him. They would crowd him. They would play zone. They would double team him in certain areas where he was at the break. They would double team him in the corner, get the ball out of his hands, make him be the aggressor on a team where he's not sure if he should be the aggressor. All of that stuff factored in to James just confusing himself, which made him become what he did in 2010 because he looked like a completely different player. Now, I understand your logic, Gil, of what I saw as opposed to who was actually there and what exactly the game plan was. I can appreciate that. But from what I saw, that looked like the game plan to me.
Yeah, here, let me see if I can get the text, what he wrote. Hold on. He would.
Good shot.
I said during the NBA, I said during the finals against Miami, what was the game plan against LeBron? I said pick him up early, don't let him get ahead of steam, go under on pick and rolls, help from both elbows to stop his drives, keep him out of the paint, and transition at all costs. I said, that's how y'all contained him. So straight up on Dwayne Wade, he said, Braun was shooting something crazy from the field in the playoffs, like 58%, but only 17% outside of 15 feet.
Mm-hmm.
And he said, yeah, we let Dwayne Wade do whatever he do whatever.
Yep.
We had to focus on Braun. He said, we switched matrix on Dwayne Wade to take away his post-ups. Dwayne was killing J Kidd on the block, had to put a bigger body on him. And then he was like, why are you up at 4 a.m.? And then
doing my homework. That's why I'm up at 4 a.m.
I'm having a debate with a Kobe diehard fan. They brought up LeBron choking against God. And he said, we swept Kobe ass that same playoff run. So that's what I like to just know. I just like to know, like, the game plans versus just saying how somebody did. You know, just to get more perspective on just.
Fair enough.
God, they lose 200.
Fair enough.
I thought you said 200.
No, he said 2000.
Damn. Not 200.
Good defense. Good defense. The Clippers on that perimeter defense, they're doing a great job on Milwaukee. They're doing a great job on them. End up picking up Kevin Porter. I didn't know that the Clippers cut him. That's good stuff.
Come on, Doc. Come on, Doc. Do what you do best, Doc.
Good defense. We don't have to switch that. We don't. We do not have to switch that.
I wouldn't switch that on.
No, we didn't have to switch that. No, we don't have to switch that. I don't want him on Leonard. Gil, I do not want Green on Leonard. I don't. We don't have to switch that.
Nah, what's so funny is it became so lazy. Defense became so lazy Like it became such a lazy defensive defense. I remember when we used to switch back in the day, like that was the worst thing to do as a defender.
Switch, right?
Yeah. Now it's everything everybody wants to do, just switch.
Even on ghost screens, which drives me nuts. I can't handle it when I watch ghost screens because all a ghost screen is just touching a guy, which you could get around a ghost screen, and you anticipating that I'm gonna switch. So you're just running toward me. You're not actually screening. One of the reasons why you get me to switch is because you're screening. Mm-hmm. If you ghost screening, there's no reason for me to switch because I'm not getting hit. I'm just getting touched. Now the game plan might be, hey, listen. Now the game plan might be, if you're coming across, okay, if we touch, we switch. I'm thinking about the 2016. I'm thinking about the 2017 NBA Final. I don't want Kevin Love on Kevin Durant. I don't want that. No, we do not have to switch that. James, you stay with him. And if he scores on you, he scores on you. But I don't want Kevin Love on him. No.
Yeah, if back when I played, if I can set a pick and some of these guys going to switch on me, I would have never passed the ball. I'm just serious. Like, why am I passing the ball? I got the worst defender. Like, I get to pick who I want now?
Right.
And I'm just going to go at him. There's not going to be any reason to pass the ball.
Right. I mean, if Gil, if you got the ball and you could get Slava Medvedenko switched on to you, but we getting Slava in the action all night, right? We getting him in the action all day long. Are you kidding me?
They'll be picking roles and they'll be like, all right, I'm gonna get to pick this guy on me, and I'm like, why would you get that guy here when you already had a worse defender on you? Like what LaMelo did last night makes sense. Luka's down there. Let me get Luka's guy on me.
Right.
Yep. Oh, you got to pass that.
Get off it.
Cut. It's a zone.
Nope. Rebound. Mm-mm. What I'm imagining is I'm imagining you, Gail, getting Zach Randolph switched on to you. He lunch.
All day. But I understood human behavior and the thought of like players, right? So
big man.
If the best player on the team is Tony Allen,
yeah,
I don't want Tony Allen off me because this is what, let's say Luka last night, right? Luka's the worst defender.
Right.
The team is programmed to help when Luka's guarding someone. Well, no one is ever in position to help the best defender.
Good job.
Because the best defender does his job. So I want to attack the best defender knowing that there's no help versus attacking the weakest person, then there's 4 defenders behind him, helping him. Like, so I would have never attacked Steph Curry. I'm going after Clay, knowing Steph Curry's not going to help.
None of those guys are going to help.
No one.
If you get Draymond on you, you know that's one-on-one. That's you and him. Because nobody else is going to help you.
And that's how I attack the defenses, because that's all I watched. I watched film, understanding how defense is played. So I never wanted Tony Parker on me. I want Bruce Bowen.
And one. Nice job, Giannis. Nice job. They got to get some stops. Milwaukee screwed up. Milwaukee screwed up because they didn't upgrade at the 5 spot. That's one of their biggest problems.
Yeah.
Brook Lopez is long in the tooth. They didn't get a backup big man. Nice job, Giannis. I'm just strong on you guys.
Why they don't just put Bobby Portis at the 5? Yeah. What is the difference?
And losing Bobby Portis is going to be a big deal. Big deal. Losing Bobby Portis is going to be a big deal.
Yeah, I mean, that's what I'm saying. I don't understand. Just put Bobby Portis at the 5, him and Giannis. What is the difference between him and Lopez? What is Lopez doing that Bobby Portis can't?
Well, I think Lopez, he rim protects better. He's a better shot blocker than Bobby Portis. He might be a little long in the tooth, but he definitely rim protects better than Bobby Portis.
I didn't realize that block did anything besides just sit around the 3-point line.
Swing. Good shot. Nice pass, Leonard.
25 games is crazy. So sure. Well, you can't, hey, man, you better stay away from them drugs, baby. Blame it on your goddamn. You don't play no deep. You crazy. You better check my police record. Y'all better check my police record. I played all the D. Oh, no, played all the D, not got all the D. Played.
Focus, ma'am. Focus.
Yeah.
We ain't doing that. Nah.
Like, yeah, I was a great defender in high school, great defender in college, great defender at the best in the first couple of years. Like, I was a great on-ball defender. I'm running through screens and chasing motherfuckers. I'm good.
Yeah, I did notice that about you, Gil. When the ball wasn't in front of you, you were somewhere else.
I was a ball watcher.
Yes, you were.
I'm watching the ball. I ain't get
when the ball wasn't in front of you, you was somewhere else. I'm like, so when the dude that you covering moves without the ball, Gil in trouble.
Yeah, you got me.
If the ball ain't in front of him, you can get off on Gil. No, rebound that.
Yeah, see, I was a great team player. Yeah, in Arizona, I had to guard everybody in Arizona. Had Eddie House, after he scored 60, left his ass to 8 points.
Shot Giannis.
Had to guard Mo Peterson. Had to guard everybody in college. Let's go, baby.
This is awesome. I like it. Yeah, this is good stuff here. This is good action right here. Good action. Damn good action. Where's Katie going next summer? Oh, Gil will be back.
Is that where Katie going?
Yeah, I did ask that, Gil. Where do you think KD ends up this summer? Because I don't think he's in Phoenix next year.
Man, I mean, the only teams that he can go to that makes sense is Lakers, go Denver, Spurs, Dallas, right? I mean, he can literally go to Dallas but I mean, Mark Cuban's not there, so I don't know if they're smart enough to do that. But I mean, he can go to Dallas or Denver seems like the plays he will make. I don't know if he'll team up with LeBron. I don't know. I mean, KD is a purist basketball. He's a purist basketball player, man. So it's like he wants to go to a place where he can just play basketball. So he's very different. He don't care about rings at this point. He don't care about rings and all that. that shit.
I don't think he does neither, to be honest with you.
Yeah, he just wants to hoop.
But let me see that's the thing. I mean, I if he didn't care about rings, you know, why go to Phoenix? Why not stay in Brooklyn? If that's the case, if he didn't care about rings, why leave Phoenix?
That mojo was bad over there, man.
Mm.
But, you know, sometimes the chat want to know why you making up college war stories talking about you received Purple Heart. Bro, I was Purple Hearts on defense. What are you talking about? Hey, man, y'all better check my police record, man. I was a lockdown defender, man. How you think I got on the court? Same thing in the NBA. I picked up full court. I realized, let me just be honest, I realized the offensive checks paid way more than the defensive.
Let's be clear about one thing. If you don't play defense for Lute Olson, you ain't playing.
The facts.
You're not playing. I can
But
tell you
I
that
just
right now.
Them Bruce Bowen checks.
Yes.
Them Bruce Bowen checks versus scoring 20 points a game, very different, y'all. I'm like, yeah, man, all this stopping people, like, I don't know if I want to waste my time stopping versus trying to be stopped. I want to be the bank robber, not the goddamn police at this point. Police don't make no money. Bank robbers get all the money.
Get in. Get in. Get in.
Damn.
That shit was cash.
Yeah.
Nah, don't do that. Take that 700 B. Nah, yo. Nope. That's cash. He hit it. He hit it. Wow, he hit that. He hit that. Boom. That's cash.
Oh my God! Hey, did you tell the chat that you didn't? I will talk about it. We'll talk about it later. All right, Leonard has 25, Zubac 20 and 13. Damn. Arden got 23, 6 and 3. Coffee, trash, Dunn, trash, bench, trash. Okay. Milwaukee Bucks, Prince doing what Prince do, 11 points. Giannis 23 and 8. Ooh, man, he's only taking 14 shots. Kuzma 11. Basically taking all threes. I hate Phil when I can guard you by looking at your stats. Lopez 16 and 5. Damian Leonard is basically that was his second basket.
If you could just look at the numbers and go, yo, he 3 for 11 at the long ball line. All right, I ain't gotta cover him out.
Yeah. So I was always taught that I shouldn't be able to look at your stats and know how to guard you. That is very important for anybody who's teaching any hoopers. If anybody got any young hoopers coming up, this is one thing that you tell them to focus on. I shouldn't be able to look at your stats and know how you play basketball. So like somebody like Kuzma, you took 8 shots, you're 3 for 7 from the 3. Right? So that means, okay, 95% of the time you catch it, you're going to shoot a 3. I know how to play defense on you there.
Fair enough.
Same thing with Dame right now. Giannis, right? 14 shots, only 2 came from the 3-point line. James Harden, 19 shots, only 8 came from the 3-point line. Same thing with Kawhi, 19 shots, only 7 came from the 3-point line. Right? You got to be able to put balance. No. I need my money, honey. Now we're gonna hit a 3 right now.
Foul. Oh.
3 free throws. That counts.
We got action here, Gil. Yes, we do. We got action. We got action.
Hell yeah.
Yes, we do. We got action.
I see Spurs. Damn, Spurs is whooping Phoenix's ass right now.
Well, 15 points ain't a lot in the NBA, as you know. 14, we can cover that in 5 minutes.
Yeah, I be like, I have great relationships with, Booker. I got great relationships with Bill and Kevin Durant. Like me and Kevin talk a lot. I just don't like the pry, man. I can't control. I don't know if I can control my information to the point where, like I be having a lot of inside information, and I just don't, say it. I rather, especially when it comes to personal stuff like this.
Right.
And I'd be just like, like.
But here's the thing, though, Gil. What you can't do.
This shit going, man. God damn.
Right. But that's what I'm saying, Gil. Don't get me wrong. There's things that you want to keep to yourself, but I mean, I can't just let you sit up here and tell me something now I know for a fact it's some bullshit. No. I can't do that.
Like there'll be topics where like I'll just leave. Like I'll look at our rundown.
Foul and one.
Yes.
And one.
Like I'll hear about trades way before they happen, or somebody's on the move, because just like Shams, right? Some of these guys will want me to put it out there, right? They make it look good on their side,
right?
Versus making the team look good, right?
Right.
And that's why when I did the thing on Walsh, and I was like, Walsh is going to get pushed out anyway because the players didn't like Walsh. Walsh was for a team.
Oh, that's interesting.
Right? Walsh reported everything from the team aspect.
Right.
Shams reported the players. So Shams had the relationship with the players.
That makes sense. So Woj was more of a management, front office, general manager, president. Yeah. That's where he got his information from. Yeah. And Shams, he gets his information from you. He gets his information from the player.
He getting it from he gonna get it from Jimmy Butler himself.
Right. Not from somebody who heard it from somebody else. Second or third hand information, which would explain why that there's your shot blocker. There he is.
Yep. You're right. And please, okay.
Boom. Ah.
Ooh. Come on, man.
That's the one right there. That's cash. Come on, boys. You back in it. Now,
I get all this. I consider smart basketball. When you did that pump fake and
ran him right over.
His name? What's the shooter, the white boy's name?
Green.
Like Green did a pick and roll and then cut to the basket. You faked the three. You could have passed it to him for a fucking layup.
Yeah.
Or you took a three. They're smart basketball, man. That's
how you gonna leave him wide open? Oh. All right, Doc. Get Giannis back in. It's time to get Giannis back in, Doc.
Come on, man. You didn't need to shoot a three right there, man. You could have got you a nice.
No, that's off. Rebound that. No, good shot, yo. Wow, good shot.
That's why it's so easy to come back, because they'll take a whole bunch of shots that's not
in the flow of the offense.
It's easy to get a layup right here.
Yeah. Giannis, not Giannis. Yo, that's the bad shot. That is.
Let's go back up. Oh,
put it, big man. No, that's
give me that. Fuck that. Give me that. I'll take that bullshit versus somebody just fucking three.
Doc, get Giannis back in the game.
Nah, Doc gonna get him in at the 3-minute mark unless something crazy happens. It's Doc. There we go. We got a real basketball player there. Kawhi. Bucket. No.
I didn't foul him. I didn't touch him.
Dave, don't do that one.
Which drives me crazy.
That's called a body. That's called a body hit.
When they know that they fouled him, when they know it, they got Dame boxed up tonight too, by the way. I think this kid did a great job on Dame. That's a foul. 100% that's a foul. No way. Nope.
Cut.
He was open. He was wide open, Gil. I know what you was looking at.
Right?
He was wide open. All he had to do was go.
Anymore.
He was wide open. All he had to do was dive to the basket. He was wide open.
There you go.
Nope.
Niggas can't make layups. Come on, man. I got 2,000 on this game.
No help over there. You and him. Nope. That was a shot, too. That's a shot. Right in the lane.
That's what I said. They give a wide open
right down the
layup.
gut. Nope. Get that out. Good block, big fella.
Wow.
He stepped out.
Yeah, that's a good play. They're the Clippers. They're the Clippers.
Get Giannis back in the game. Timeout. Mm-hmm. Good block. Good block. And Penny. Yeah. Mm-hmm. You're right, Tommy. I hope Reeves doesn't get. I hope Reeves doesn't get ejected tonight. That threw a monkey wrench in everything that they was doing because they was rolling before Reeves got ejected. 100% they were rolling before Reeves got ejected, and when he got ejected, that threw a monkey wrench in everything that they was doing. It was rolling real good up until that point. Real good. Mm-hmm. I think it's interesting that y'all dudes, when you say stuff like "old man," thank you. That's not an insult to me. I think that's dope. Yeah, I do. I think that is. I think that's dope. I think you can make the argument that Kawhi Leonard is a top 5 mid-range shooter. I think you can make that argument. Jordan, KD, Bryant, Jordan, KD, Bryant, uh, DeMar DeRozan, um, Richard Hamilton, but I think Dirk. No help down there, big man. You and him. Nice job, big man. Nice job, big fella. And one. Nice job, big man. Big time. Nice job, big man.
Gil will be back soon, chill.
No problem.
All right.
Mm-hmm. This is good. This is good action right here. Real good action. Good shot, yo. Top 5 mid-range shooters: Jordan, KD, Bryant, Dirk. DeMar DeRozan lived in the mid-range. Nothing. 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 Good defense. Rebound. Rebound. Good rebound. Good defense. Good. Diving. Ah. Ooh. Ooh. Sold it. Sold it. Mm. Mm-hmm. That's a bad foul. Bad foul.
Phone died. Yeah, computer. 3 days. You see that, man? You get all aggressive and shit. Aggressive with you, making $2,000.
Oh man. Mm-hmm. Good shot, Dame. Mm-hmm. 10 points.
Let me see.
Good shot. Yep.
Giannis back in. What we got? Yeah, 3-minute mark. All right, we're gonna go. Pick and roll. Got the white boy on me.
Good. Nothing. I don't foul there. Don't have to foul.
But that's what I'm saying. That's that creative foul right there.
What do you mean when you say creative foul, Gil?
Where that's what we consider foul baiting, right?
Oh,
because
okay.
they're not in the penalty.
Okay.
They didn't shoot jump shots, so you're trying to figure out how to get into this penalty.
I get you.
So,
which is a skill, by the way.
He's dribbling. Once he catches his hand, he just moves up.
Yes, I can get with that. Good defense. What the hell is that?
Come on. Foul. He probably Harden probably chicken wing
down on him. He did chicken wing him 100%.
He probably chicken wing him.
Time out. Yes, he did. Chicken wing. Yes, sir. Can't do that. Which they should, because that's James Harden for your ass right there. What the hell is? What are you doing? What? Yes, he 100% hooked him. Yes, he did. Yup, he hooked him. What are we doing? Can't do that. %100%. Yes, sir. Going the other way. Can't do that. Cannot do that. You can't do that, James. You can't. No. Cannot do that. Good defense. Nothing. Get off the pill, yo. Get off the pill. Nope. What the hell was that? Ah.
And this one telling me go to the door and make sure nobody is trying to pull up on us. Huh? Like you don't want to go to the door first.
Logical.
Defense. They called the offensive foul on that, by the way, Gil. With James Harden, he hooked him. They called the offensive foul on that.
Oh, they did?
Yeah, they called the
offensive
foul.
He reversed it. Wow.
Yeah. Nah, rebound that. Nope. Rebound. Got to rebound. Got to rebound.
Right. No.
That's what I'm talking about, Gil. When you're talking about rebounding, got to rebound. Got to secure possessions. Got to rebound.
Yeah, no, I mean, chat, it made perfect sense. If she goes and checks the door and she gets killed, I can defend myself, right? And nothing happens to you because they got to worry about me. If I go and get killed, they getting your booty because I'm dead. Now you got to protect yourself. Good luck.
How about you go and you win the fight and we're both good?
Well, if we're both dead, if I'm dead first, whatever happens to me first, it doesn't matter what happens to you, as long as it happens to me first.
No, but that's not even what he's saying. He's saying I need to go check the door first, so I get killed first, and then he can himself. That's what he's saying.
No,
that makes more sense.
No, it doesn't.
Because if they kill you, I got the knife.
Oh my God!
Back up. They might get tired from what they did to you.
You might go first and save us.
Oh my God!
No, but if I don't save us, you are lunch, baby. You're not thinking logical.
Terrible. Telling me go check the door and make sure nobody's there.
I'm just
okay.
Man, where's that accent from, if you don't mind me asking?
Yeah, I'm from France.
You're from
France?
France.
Yeah.
Okay, nice.
Yeah, baby. You see that money? I'm gonna get some money out of you. And she's a cheapskate too, so it's good getting money out of her.
That's a good thing, right?
Yeah, no, that's a good thing.
Mm-hmm.
She saves us a lot of money.
Mm-hmm. Good defense.
Yeah.
Ooh. No, he was on the line. Nope, that's two. He was on the line.
Yeah.
No, he was on the line. Damn, he just missed that. Literally.
Yeah, man. So look, moving forward in the social media and the sports world, man, we're in good position. I'm gonna just be honest with you. Listening to NBC, because this is NBA rights. A lot of people don't have NBA rights. So they're gonna be handicapped off the jump anyway.
Right.
So just being on playback itself separates us from 99.9% of the field.
Sure.
When you're talking about social media presence, you're talking about just this new world that's coming.
Sure.
We're in a great position.
I think so.
And from there, it's just putting your clips on everything. YouTube, TikTok, Twitter, Twitch.
And I think that this is something. I'm a visionary in the aspect that I look at things for what they can be. And I look at where we are now, like you just said, Gil, with this, I feel like we're getting in on the ground floor. And I feel like this is something we could do for a long time.
No, dead ass.
This isn't something that I feel like is a trend where, this is going to go out of style in like another year or 2 years and we got to milk it for what it is right now. No, I feel like this is the wave of the future. And I feel like this is something that we could do for a long time. Good shot, yo. Good shot. That's a good shot.
Yeah, he's better than me. I would not have passed it to no friend.
No, you wouldn't have. You'd have took it to the rim. Get off the peel, Gil. I'm open. Get off the peel, Gil.
But you're open for a reason. Go to the basket. There you go. That.
Nope, get it out.
You're getting blocked by Lopez? You know how sorry you have to be blocked by someone who jumps 2 feet.
Gil, he got like 4 blocks tonight. What are you talking about?
2 inches off the ground, not 2 feet. Basket. Go to the basket.
Oh,
there we go.
Gil. Oh.
But I still win. Yeah, that's over, baby. Give my money. Look at the old alcoholic. Old Vin Baker, boy. Never seen a bottle he didn't like. They got everybody over that motherfucker. They got Ham. They got Vin Baker. They got goddamn Doc Rivers. Woo wee! Boy, that boy Newsom Brown. That's the old NBA. That's the Jordan era. That's the old alcohol. That's yellow eye era. We call that the yellow eye era. Chill. The old Walking Dead era. You look at those boys now, boy. Everybody got yellow eyes. Livers is done for. You know what? That's why you know what? Old NBA, new NBA, my era. It's crazy how they have these different vices.
Yeah.
You know, the Jordan era, that 90s era, you know, that was the alcoholic era. Right? The 2000, that was the bling bling era, right?
Yep.
Or, you know, they wanted to spend their money on trying to look good, the jewelry and all that.
Clothes.
This era is privileged because they're not drinkers like that. Just this whole generation, just the age group, they're not drinkers socially.
Would the vice be in this era attention, like social media? That's their vice.
Yes.
TikTok and Instagram and Facebook and
they're
stuff
not
like that.
They're not as focused on, I call it the meat of their sources of money. Right? These guys are not in tune with what makes their bread. They think everything is open.
Fair enough. Yeah. And it's a drug, Gil. It is. If you let it get to you, attention and fame is a big time drug, and a lot of these guys have a real difficult time with it. You know, I live in a place where, you know, don't nobody buy. I ain't no big deal. Don't nobody care about me. I mean, I'm on social media. You know, I do stuff like this, but you know, I'm not in the space that you guys are in. So when I do what I do, some people will come up to me and recognize me, but it's not to the point where, you know, I can't go nowhere. Nah, it's not like that at all. And I don't allow myself to get to that point where, you know, I'm full of myself. Nah, I ain't doing that. Hell no, am I doing that? No way.
Yeah, you know, like I guess everybody can be famous. I mean, I like it that everybody can. It gives them, like, I guess, a sense of purpose.
Yep.
Because in reality, everybody has talent. They just know what your talent really is and using it. But I don't think everybody is built for the spotlight. Everybody doesn't have the I guess the building blocks.
Yep.
Right? Like I tell people, I don't want to go, like I can go viral now and I can sustain, you know, the audience. Most people, they go viral just off a whim, and then there's a reason that they're gone a month later because they didn't have anything to keep the audience intact.
Engaged. Sure, I can get with that. It is. They got it under control. They got it. And by the way, Giannis didn't come back in the game those last 3-4 minutes. He
didn't come back?
No, he didn't come back in the game. Doc left him on the bench.
Okay.
Yeah, they did. So that was dope. That was dope. I enjoyed that.
I appreciate you, Chill.
Yo, you know where to find me at, brother. I ain't hard to find, my man.
All right, everybody go follow Chill and his crew, Players Choice. They do great work. All right, let me know if you're doing anything tomorrow or Saturday.
I'm on the main stage tomorrow with the guys. I think we're doing the Rockets T-Wolves game tomorrow, and then I think I'm doing the Lakers Denver game on Saturday night.
Oh, I'll see you Saturday then.
Okay, then that's when I'll see you. Gil, my good man, good to see you, brother. You know where to find me at.
I appreciate
Absolutely.
you.
Absolutely, brother. Good night.
All right, good night. It's me and you.
No, the game's over.
No, baby, the game's not over. No, maybe we got a Laker game.
No, I'm not sitting 2 games back to back.
No, it's your time, baby.
No, it's not.
Go.
No.
Go.
At least 2 hours, 3 hours.
Yeah,
You're not talking to me at all.
I'm talking to you.
Now you're talking stuff I said.
You know, I smell good. You smell like French trash, baby. I just said,
No. You're gonna watch it? I'm going to like you.
You going to the jacuzzi?
Yep.
That's jacuzzi? What you wearing in the jacuzzi? That's the listen, I ain't gonna lie. That's the best thing about French, boy. They hate clothes. She's mad she got these clothes on. And I was like, you know. Brooke, you going to jacuzzi?
Yeah. So I won. Send me my 2K.
What?
Send me, cash at me.
No, you lost.
2,000. I was going for the Bucks.
No, he was going for the Clippers.
No, I said the Bucks. Giannis. Giannis all the time.
Oh, Lakers. Is Bron playing? Oh, let me check and see if Bron's playing. What do they eat for dinner, baby?
Nothing. It's too late now.
Oh, it's not too late.
It is too late. It's 11:35.
Bron James playing. Luka's not playing today.
James.
It's going to be a blowout. Fuck, baby, you can't do that.
Yes, I
You
can.
can't push me like you. Like,
I got to play defense. So tell them what to do. Because I'm not sure they know what to do.
what I do?
The losing power.
Yeah, you said that. Hey, no. No. Okay, so today, listen, guys, we went to do zip lining, and I'm gonna just be honest with y'all. I didn't know I was afraid of heights the way I was afraid of heights. I did all the things that I was supposed to do, and then there was one point where it was a little higher than my body was ready for. And I'm not gonna lie, I started feeling lightheaded. My tummy started to hurt, and I felt that if I went any further, I was gonna faint. And I'm gonna just be honest with you guys. And we almost got divorced.
How?
Huh?
How?
What do you mean?
Oh, you wanted to get a divorce?
Yeah, you was trying to make me go to the top.
I didn't make you.
You was trying.
Okay, so first off, I thought he was joking. That he was like for the camera because I was recording. He's like, I'm not doing this. And then I turn off the camera. I'm like, you're for real? He's like, yes. And then he sits on the bed. Like, just give me a second. He's like this. And I'm like, this motherfucker is really scared. And then I'm like, yeah, I mean, you gotta go down because we're pretty high. So you're still gonna have to go down. And then he was like, okay, I'm gonna just take the long route. And he did the last midline.
Yeah, it was 20 seconds down.
Mm-hmm.
It was 20 seconds down, but okay, the real problem was I can see it. That was the problem. Like it was like a little stairway, and then you can just see the end of the world, the cliff right here. And if it was on the other side, I probably would have been cool. But the fact that it was on my left side where I could see all of just life just passed me by, my stomach started turning, and I was about to there. And then she was trying to force me to do it and shit. And I'm like,
force you.
I'm like, yo, I don't think I want to be married no more.
You didn't say that.
I went. I called her.
Working.
I called her.
Shut up.
It's like, hey, do you got them before? Because we doing these heights and shit. I'm not really into this. I like to be low level on the ground and shit.
But that's not even what he said, because he explained the fear, and he said if it's a height where if he falls down, he's gonna hurt himself but not die. It's like that height he can do because he prepared to die. And then we go to the highest one where you would die, and then that's the one you don't want to do.
Yeah,
It didn't make sense.
it did make sense.
No, because it was so high that if you fail, you're done.
No, but what if I fail enough to be handicapped?
You wouldn't. You would.
No, because I felt that I was gonna go like climb, and then I was gonna faint and then fall backwards.
So not even on the zip line, just getting to where we need to go, you would die. You would fall and.
Because I felt the bitch was coming out of me, baby. The bitch was coming out like I'm like, okay, I'm making these steps, and then I'm like, oh shit, do I need to start crawling? Because I got to get lower in my body, then I'm gonna start crawling. Then you're gonna think I'm a bitch, and then I'm like, I'm good. I'd rather just go sit on this bench, and then the versus climbing like a little girl, like baby.
It wasn't even bad. I think it's a better look to try than to turn around and be like, I'm not doing it. I think I respect somebody trying more than somebody giving up. But hey, yeah.
So I went back the longer way, and I beat her down.
So you gotta explain that to them. How does girl dislike foreigners but wife the foreigner?
Huh?
They say you dislike foreigners but wife the foreigner.
I don't dislike the foreigners. I just didn't have any on my favorite team. And my team is the Lakers. So we didn't have a foreigner. Now we do. Now let's go foreigners.
Did you always say like the foreigners? Did you say that?
No, I was being sarcastic. They said the defense is down in the NBA. No one plays defense. And I said, well, get rid of the foreigners because the foreigners don't play defense whatsoever. So if you want better defense, get rid of them. But I know they don't want to get rid of them because the foreigners open up the floor. I was trying to be smarter than just don't worry about it.
Yeah.
But we got us a foreigner.
Okay.
He don't play no defense, but I pretend I don't see it. Bias.
All right, I'm gonna leave you alone. You can watch this week.
You gonna be what?
You're gonna be here.
No. Wait. You going upstairs? Oh yeah, so look, we was in the hotel. And then there was my first hotel where it was called all inclusive.
This motherfucker don't know what all inclusive means. What does it mean now?
It means free everything.
Everything.
Like, so if y'all gonna go somewhere all inclusive, means everything is free. I've never had that experience before. Right? They don't got that at the hotels I've been.
Yeah, so I was trying to do something. He's like, wait, we're gonna pay for this? I said, no, it's free. So, you sure? I'm like, yes. Then we go to eat at a restaurant, and at the end he's like, where is the check? I'm like, it's free. You just get up and eat.
Yeah, that was it. It was weird. I'm gonna just be honest with you. I'm not used to that. But
how is it weird?
I've never been to somewhere where I didn't have to pay a check. Right? Oh, then we moved into an Airbnb. I kind of like this better.
I mean, the room is better. Like it's a whole penthouse. So it's more space, and actually it's cheaper than the fucking hotel.
My baby did good. See, you know stuff better than me. Jeremy on YouTube said, "My boy, you down to debate the big market issue?" Jeremy, the big market issue is exactly what it is. It's a big market. Okay, look, and bigger staff made no point whatsoever because obviously he's in a small market. Detroit, Now, how things work is this: the NBA itself is ran off of these markets: LA, New York, Boston, Chicago, Philly. Right? Those are what the NBA is generated off of. Those are the big markets. Now we're talking about economy markets. It's the economy itself. So if you're Detroit, Memphis, Minnesota, Charlotte, your economy is not a big market. So let's say you got a LeBron James or all these guys, it doesn't change your economy size. So you're still a small market. You just have a big name in your small market. So Texas is one of those markets. Well, Dallas and Houston, not necessarily San Antonio. So it's just the economy which makes the market, right? So if you look at the biggest franchises in sports right now, it'd be what? Yankees, Dodgers, Knicks, Lakers, Boston, Red Sox. It's the market itself. So when you're talking about somebody like a Cade Cunningham, he's a good player in a small market. Now he will need a big market game where like LaMelo Ball game is big market. So he can be in a small market, and the way he plays the game, him and Ja, they're gonna get TV views. Or you have to have a big personality, where your personality is something that the NBA can push. If Cade was in Los Angeles or New York, he will be pushed out by the NBA a lot. Look at somebody like, who is it? Cat in Minnesota, averaging 24, 11 assists, 11 rebounds. He got 1.1 million All-Star votes. He goes to New York, same thing, fucking 3 million votes. He started in the All-Star game. His game didn't change, the market changed. You're in a bigger market. That's just how it is. And that's what I say, like shoe contract, in today's shoe contract. If you are LaMelo Ball, you have whatever your deal is. If you look at the wording inside of his deal, if he goes to New York or he goes to LA, that same contract damn near doubles just because of the market itself. And that's what I mean by big markets. So just because you have social media doesn't change your market size. Yeah, we can visualize you, we can see you in these big markets, but it doesn't change your contract where it goes to getting endorsement deals, getting deals like that. It's the okay. I'll be up there in a minute. You be ready for me. I completely understand. Do you think the new guys care to be under the microscope? It depends on who you are, man. Somebody like a Dame Leonard, somebody like a Trae Young, but they get killed by big markets. Where if Trae Young was in LA or New York, there's no way he misses All-Star games with his numbers. But because he's in Atlanta, they don't give a fuck. Right? Same thing with Fox and Sabonis. You're in a small market, no one gives a fuck, right? If you're going to be in a small market, your ass better win. So certain players, once they get screwed, they're like, shit, I want to be in a big market. Right? When you're in a small market and you start getting screwed for your accolades, that's when you want to be in a big market. Baby, stay live, baby, so I can show them how I keep your wet in the jacuzzi. Scary ass. But Jeremy Hines, man, I'm gonna just be honest with you, man. It's something no one wants to accept until they get screwed and realize it is a real thing. But I mean, come on. Cleveland is number one. How many extra TV games did they get? Right? How many extra TV games did they get? None. Same thing with OKC. None. Giannis, oh shit, Giannis got the personality, but Jokic, three-time MVP. Three-time MVP. He don't have no Nike deal. He don't have no Adidas deal. He don't have no big brand name deals by NBA standard or by market standard to a guy who is a three-time MVP. And y'all don't think nothing's wrong with that. Y'all don't think that this is a market. Like you telling me he is white, three-time MVP, and no one talks about him? Yeah, Chicago. You telling me if he was in Chicago, come on. Think about Angel Reese. Angel Reese is in Chicago. Look at this motherfucker. She's on everything. Come on, why do you think AR-15 is such a big name? Come on, fucking Connect gets more fucking airtime than majority of these players. Yeah, I mean, he got a horse deal because shit, he got horses up in his country. Ooh, okay, Braun. Let's see, Braun. Let's go, Braun. But yeah, his game is boring to watch, but if he's in a big market, you're going to find a way to push that boring game. Hey, man, Hayes, I know Hayes is motherfucker happy as hell, man. This is the guy who went from he could have been a bench player to AD leaving, becoming a starter. Then the guy they wanted was basically Mr. Potato Head. Right? He needed new parts. And now he is the center on the Lakers, and how they go, he gets all the credit for it. Jimmy Hayes, I don't think this era cares about it. The Euros want big markets. The USA players don't want that market. But, Jeremy, I'm gonna just be honest with you, man. Like Dame used to complain about being in the market he was, and he's not getting the same exposure as someone like Steph. Obviously Trae Young, you see he gets pushed out. Same shit that De'Aaron Fox was mad about, right? That he's doing all this shit and he's not in the market size where people recognize him. Because for the most part, as an NBA player, you really believe that being an NBA player and stats really matter. You really think you're 26 and 10 matters. Like, come on, SGA. You really think that what you're doing matters, and how the fuck the AR-15 scoring 45 gets more recognition than me scoring 30 every fucking night? I mean, think about it. When you think about just sports, right? Y'all, Lakers being last place gets more recognition than fucking OKC in first place. Right? Am I lying? Am I lying? How much do we talk about OKC and Shea? Right? We'd rather talk about Tatum and Brown feuding before we talk about Giannis and SGA fighting for the MVP. Right? We're after All-Star break, and the MVP, we don't even think about when who was it? Embiid. When Embiid was part of the MVP race, how big of a conversation it was because he's in Philly. No one gives a fuck right now. Right? It's just the economy size that really is the market. Pat Beverly was getting more coverage than Donovan Mitchell. Damn. I mean, Donovan Mitchell. I mean, just think about him. Look where he's been his whole career. Utah, then Cleveland. My man Jeremy on YouTube. Would you leave a small market if you had circular max capabilities? All right, let's see. Here, this is how we can do it, Jeremy. Let's say I'm getting 350 million in Cleveland or Memphis as a star player. I'll take 250 in LA or New York as a star player. That's the difference. Because me averaging 30, and let's say if I'm averaging 30 and 39.9, if I'm doing what Luka did, 33.99, I'd rather do 33.99 in New York and LA versus 33.99 in OKC, Memphis, Cleveland, Detroit. Because 33.99 in LA, that 100 million that I'm leaving on the table, you're talking my shoe contract, my visibility overseas, the things that I'm going to get in that different city. You're putting me into a whole different category of stardom itself. There's places in, let's just say LA and New York, there's places Austin Reeves can get in that Cade Cunningham can't get in. If Cade came to LA and tried to get in shit, or New York, Austin Reeves, Lemon Daddy would get in places faster than Cade Cunningham will, and Donovan Mitchell. Because his visibility is better. More people know Lemon Daddy than they do somebody, Cade Cunningham, who's fucking killer in the NBA. Which is weird. Everybody on YouTube, hey, listen, we're going to get busy this week, YouTube. Everybody listen, go over to playback.com/Gilbert Arenas and sign up. We're going to be on tomorrow. We're going to be on Saturday. Fuck it, I might be on Sunday, maybe. Probably not, because I think I leave Sunday. Bron sitting out. Hold on, Bron sitting out All-Star game was messed up. I'm gonna just be honest, as a player who got in my second All-Star because someone missed out. I don't like what he did. I don't like what he did and Anthony Edwards. Because if you already got the nod, so you already got credited for it. Now, if you guys didn't want to be in it, you should have said it earlier. So, Trae Young, I'm not Trae Young, but Ja could have made it. I don't want to say Powell, but goddamn it, Powell in it, like, woo, Lord Jesus. With a Sabonis or, but somebody who could have got their first All-Star. That I'm really a big believer in that. So if you knew you wasn't going to play, you should have gave it to a LaMelo Ball who could have got his All-Star bid. So I do disapprove in sitting out if you knew you was going to play, if you wasn't going to play. So I said that on my live during that live that damn Bron and Anthony Edwards, if you guys knew you wasn't going to play, you should have said something so they could have replaced somebody. And to be honest, if I'm an NBA, if the motherfuckers didn't say on game day, hey, LaMelo, where you at? Hurry up. Come on in. Fuck it. They had enough time. If you'd have called me, goddammit, and I got 4 hours to make it, you motherfucking right, I would have made it. I don't give a fuck where I would have been. Yeah, so I don't think that would have been. I didn't like that for him, but I mean, there's a lot of players who've done it on the game. Like, oh man, I'm sure I don't want to play. I get it. Like I'm to be honest, I'm 50-50. I'm 50-50 on the All-Star game with players. Because I've been there, I personally didn't give a fuck about playing or not. My second and third one, I'm thinking about the second half of the season. So performing in the All-Star game, and if niggas are gonna play hard, they're gonna play hard. If they wasn't gonna play hard, then they're not gonna play hard. But I do believe this. We are all stars, and nigga, we should go out there and really, see who is the best of the best. I do believe in that. But everybody got to be on board if we're going to sit there and challenge each other for who's the best of the best. But, most people, it's vacation for them, man. I'm just so I don't know if you're ever going to get it back to where they're going to get it back to. Because it's not in the player's best interest. It's not in the team's best interest. Jeremy Hines, Josh shoe sales are going crazy. What I'm saying is, do the big dogs need anything? Okay, so now let's say LaMelo. Now think about LaMelo's game. It's ideal for kids. Think about Josh's game. It's ideal for kids. Think about Anthony Edwards, right? Right. So you got to have the game like if you have the game, which Ja has, LaMelo has. Trae Young actually has the game that appeals to kids. It's a kids appeal. It's dunking crossover threes, right? And that's their style, and that's what makes your shoe pop, right? So if you're like Jokic, you don't have the game or the style, your ass better be in a big market. Now, if you put Ja in New York or LA, now we're talking about a beast. Right? So as much as Ja sells in his market, if he was in a big market, it takes over. You are Kobe Bryant in shoe sales. Now, I don't know if anybody knows this. Think about Kyrie. When Kyrie was winning the championship in Cleveland, his shoes wasn't popping like that. When his ass went to motherfucking Boston and New York, that's when his shoes went number one. His shoes went number one when he went to Boston and New York. That's when them Kyries became hits. But it's the game first. It's the personality first. It's your aura first. And that's something that I teach my son. And I said, it's about your numbers, but it's not. You got to be, if you want to be the face of something, you got to have the style of play. So when you're on a fast break, you got to give the people what they want, what they came to see. Like Shea Gilchrist, he scores 30, but it's not a memorable 30. You don't remember his 30. Right? You gotta when people leave the gym, they gotta remember a play, a move, a few highlights. So you gotta do something that gets everybody, oh shit. And like when you see my son's clips online, you will see that's his style. Right? The 360 spins with the 360 layups and the between the leg dunks and the windmills on the fast break. I tell them you need that. You need people to remember you. Like when you remember LaMelo Ball 30, you remember his 30. It looks like he gave your ass 30. Hey, I'm Woo. This shit was popping in the Kyrie's too. Now go and Google what his the biggest seller was. His biggest selling shoe is going to be when he was in Boston, I'm sure. Lakers got rid of Seawood. Yeah, I don't know what the fuck was wrong with Seawood, man. Also, Kyrie's best shoe year was 2016. His best jersey years was Boston and Brooklyn. Look when his best shoe, what his best seller was. Paul George shoes went down when he got to LA. Clippers. But, it's injury too, so he didn't really get to move like that. Right? His biggest shoe, when he sold, what was he at? OKC? Man, you sure? What shoe was great with Paul George? It says 2017, his best shoe. Kyrie. It would be the summer of 2017. So it was the 2017-18 year. Yep, the Boston year. It's a real thing. I mean, obviously, somebody like LeBron James going to Cleveland. I mean, LeBron James or LeBron James, right? You got Wemby, who's Wemby. Giannis's personality and his style is gonna shine out. So you got the exception to the rules, but for the most part, man, if you don't have a personality, man, you gotta have something that shines above everything, and that's what I had learned when I was in the NBA. Like, think about it. My first shoe, I was second behind Tracy McGrady, who was with Yao Ming in Houston. But that means I beat out KG, who was the MVP, all NBA, fucking who he was. I beat him out in shoe sales and jersey sales. I beat out Tim Duncan, who was a 3-time MVP or 3-time NBA champion at that moment in time. I was beating him out in shoe popularity for the Adidas. I was behind T-Mac in shoe sales, domestic and overseas. And then my second shoe, once I got more recognition, cover of the video game, I beat out T-Mac in China sales. So I was number one. But think about my basketball resume. I wasn't in front of Tim Duncan or Kevin, Garnett as basketball wise, but shoe wise, I was in front of them. Hence why me retired with a felony. They put my shoe back out, and I outsold T-Mac because of the relevancy. Right? He dropped the shoe at the same time I dropped the shoe. They did 3 to 5 colorways. They did 17 colorways for me. Right? It's personality, man. So I'm gonna just be honest. Having personality is really a key to selling. But look, I'm gonna just be honest with y'all. It's midnight. My woman is I know she's butt naked up there, or at least got her bottoms off. And what I mean, old ass LeBron James without no Luka is not doing it for me. Okay, y'all. So look, I'm gonna see y'all asses tomorrow. I'm going upstairs to see what that Frenchie got for me. I don't need no blue chews when you got a Frenchie. You only need blue chews for when your woman's old. She got she done had 3 or 4 kids. You know what I mean? She's wearing sweatpants around the house all the time. Right? You probably need a little blue chew here. But right now I don't need the blue chews right now. And I really only need blue chews when I'm using my side chick more than I'm using my main chick. And my side chick is young and vibrant. And then I got to go back to the old Thunder Thought, and then now I need a blue chew for the Thunder Thought. So I'm gonna go up there. Hey man, them honey packs give me a headache, man. I'm gonna just be honest. Listen, I remember I took one of them honey packs, and it gave me a headache and a runny nose. And earmuffs for nobody want to hear this. I was going down there taking care of business, and my nose was running at the same time, and she kind of thought that it was just her, soaking up the bed sheets, and I was like, "All right, it really ain't you. It's really just the mucus that's coming out of my body, But if you want to take credit for you really excited about it, I can give you the credit. But it was more, my nose running more than it was her excited about what I was doing. But I never told her that, so if she see it, she's really gonna know what happened. It was more that honey pack that was giving the extra, wetness down there. Jeremy, do you think they intentionally got rid of the cocky one-on-one player? I can accept that, Gilbert. AI, Paul Pierce, Monte Ellis, or one by Howell, Ron makes it. No, I mean, you still got Jason Tatum. You still got Luka. You still got Shea, Giannis. Listen, when you're talking about one-on-one, when you're talking about the idea of one-on-one, the idea of a one-on-one player is Michael fucking Jordan, then Kobe Bryant, then Allen Iverson, right? When you think about those names, you have to have all three elements of what those guys have, right? Visibility, charisma, style, right? The play. So if you're going to be a one-on-one player, you have to check off all the boxes, right? And everyone don't. Shea does, but Shea has to be in the bigger market. If anybody ever listens to Shea, doesn't he have that Kobe, like it sounds like he has a Kobe voice, right? He speaks very well. He articulates very well. Has that deep voice that you can recognize. He's just not in the big market. But look, I'm gonna hit you guys up tomorrow, and we're gonna be at it tomorrow. Playback. We here. He's so nonchalant. He ain't cocky with it. But look, I'm gonna let you guys go. It's midnight here. Thank you for showing up. Everybody on YouTube, thank you for showing up. Everybody on Playback, thank you for showing up. I'm gonna see if we can get Brendan or Rashad tomorrow. See what games is popping. But we're gonna be here tomorrow and Saturday. Peace. Thank you for showing up.